shadows they wander along, old ruins where fears have grown, eyes that watch from ancient stone, whispers chill right to the bone. Gothic castles rise in the night, ghostly figures glide out of sight, wolf howling under pale moonlight, darkness creeps and grabs too tight. You have fallen into the EuroCrypt. There is no escape from the EuroCrypt. Fog curling through cobblestone streets, footsteps echoing heartbeats, vampires hunt their nightly feast, lurking monsters are released. Silent scream in a sepia dream, melancholy miles downstream, no one's safe or so it seems, worlds unravel at the seams. You have fallen into the EuroCrypt. There is no escape from the EuroCrypt. Fallen into the EuroCrypt. There is no escape from the EuroCrypt.
All right, man.
Hey, what's up, guys?
We are back once again, man. This is 3 weeks in a row, right? On the DEADPIT summer stream, EuroCrypt. Yeah, man. And today we got Kenneth with us, man. We're gonna.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Yeah, man. We're gonna be talking some Lenzi, some Umberto Lenzi, man. Highly underrated director. Argento, Fulci get all the love. Bava, you know, I don't think he ever gets enough, but we're going to be talking about some Lenzi.
Oh, yeah. These 3 films, man. Yeah, they are crazy. So much fun. Like, I think this will be a really fun stream. But yeah, nice to have you on, Kenneth. I know we've been talking a lot on Facebook. And you've been sending me voice messages. I thought your voice sounded brilliant, man. Just get him on. And then lucky enough, you agreed to come on. And yeah, it should be a good one, I think.
Yeah, man. And these 3 are the last, his last 3 Jolly, right?
Yeah. Well, technically, because I don't really call Nightmare Beach or Hitcher in the Dark a Giallo. So yeah, technically I do. Yeah.
So, and oddly enough, Lenzi didn't like these as much as he liked the Carol Baker ones, you know, the ones from the 60s and 70s. You know,
the kind of inheritance type ones.
The greed plots and the inheritance plots, and you know the
sexy gialli.
Yeah, the sexy
gialli.
The
sexy gialli. That's a good way of putting it. But no, he completely shits all over all 3 of these, and he changes his mind on one as well.
Well, you find that a lot though. He backtracks a lot on.
He
things.
Does.
Yeah. So
he goes with the public opinion, I think. Because when one of these films come out, it absolutely completely bombed, and then he went, and he started slagging it off and everything. But then once it's a well-known American director was kind of involved, he changed his tune completely then because he knew the film was popular. So yeah, we'll come into all that though. Yeah.
Yeah, and he did the same thing with his cannibal films as well. Man from Deep River, Eaten Alive, and then Cannibal Ferox, or Make Them Die Slowly. That's the first time I've seen it. It was under that title, I guess that's the U.S. title. But anyway, it's Deodato had made Holocaust, right?
Cannibal Holocaust 1980, yeah.
He
And
made
Ferox
Holocaust.
was kind
Pissed
of
Lenzi off. He was like,
Yeah,
"Hey,
yeah.
I made the first cannibal film," which he did. He did.
Yeah, and I mean, when you look at Lenzi's cannibal films, and I've not seen all of them, obviously,
Yeah.
but Eaten Alive, I think, is one that doesn't get a lot of praise, really. And I think it's a solid. You've got Ivan Razumov playing like this Manson-style cult leader.
It's really damn good. But Man from Deep River is highly overlooked. Like,
I agree. I love that film.
It's a great one, man.
That's one I've not seen, and I know you two both picked that up, so I can't wait. I'm thinking when we do like a cannibal stream, we'll put that in.
It got to, man. It's the first cannibal film. Like, there is one from like 1917 that I looked up as a short film, but you know, I can't even think of what the name of it is right off the top of my head. But yeah, but technically, I'd say Man from Deep River was the one that initiated. But anyway, I'm not trying to go on a tangent about the cannibal films today. But
no, that will be coming though.
Yeah, it will.
At one point,
definitely. Let me see who we got in the chat, man, right quick. We got my beautiful wife. Hey, y'all, come join the fun, like and share and comment. They love the interaction. Definitely.
Hey, what's up, Tash?
I appreciate it, Tasha. Got Texas in here. What's happening?
Hey, what's up,
Welcome to the panel of pain. Yeah, brother. What's happening?
Absolutely.
We got Sycamore Sally.
Hey, what's up?
Looking forward to Kenneth Edwards. Awesome. Hell yeah. Okay.
I appreciate it.
That's a friend, is it, Kenneth? Is that your friend?
It could be. Most of my friends, I don't know their usernames on YouTube, but I did send a link to quite a few people.
Oh, okay.
Okay, cool.
Let them know about the stream about a week ago.
Awesome.
Nice.
Awesome. We got Fat Pig the Conqueror. What's happening, man?
Hey, what's up, man?
Got Justin Marino talking some post-human. Hell yeah.
Oh God, yeah.
Masterpiece, man. Let's see. Remember he taught Argento everything he knew. Yeah, he did. He's that, at least according to him, man. He Argento was his pupil, you know. So
I think there's a little bit to that as well, where he definitely introduced the more inheritance style gialli to the late 60s.
He has a big part of starting
Yeah.
with giallo, like, you know, I would say for sure.
I mean, I wouldn't go as far as to say as much as what he does, like, because I'm a big Argento fan. That's my number one.
Right.
But I do think Lenzi doesn't really get the, you know, the credit he deserves in that department. But yeah,
we got Deer Hunter.
Hey, what's up?
Good evening. I'm having a meal, a succulent Chinese meal right now. Well, awesome.
Nice, man.
Well, we're not covering no cannibal films, so I think you're all right. But yeah, man. But as far as Lenzi goes, man, like, people can say what they want, but the dude was a student of cinema, like, all in all. Like, he was all in. And I just found this out. He didn't care for Italian cinema.
Wow.
Growing up, like, he leaned more toward American cinema.
Okay.
He thought Italy. He thought a lot of Italian cinema was too pretentious, you know, too artsy fartsy, I guess. You know,
well, that kind of makes sense. While he shits all over everyone, really, apart from Fulci. Fulci was like one of his best friends, and they kind of got the same similar kind of style, you know, attitude.
But I mean,
everything. But
he's a true journeyman, though, man. Dude covered so many different genres. I mean, over 60 films, 57 films under the Umberto Lenzi name, but then he has all those other pseudonym names.
Humphrey Humbert.
Yeah, Humphrey Humbert and something Kirkpatrick, and he's got all these weird, like,
I think Ghostface one is Humphrey Humbert.
Yeah, that's another filmer too, also.
But you've got to look at it from his point of view, right? So he's bringing out these superb late 60s style gialli, and then Argento comes on the scene, completely like upscales him really, everyone's jumping on the free animal trilogy and
There's definitely
all that.
Yeah,
So
there's definitely
you can see why he's butthurt about it all.
there's definitely jealousy too, but with Lenzi and Fulci, because they always said, both of them said, I've heard them say it in different interviews, where like Argento basically had everything handed to him, where they had to work for everything they got,
right?
Because of Argento's dad, Salvatore, right?
Yeah.
But you still can't deny the eye that Argento had, like, so,
I mean, Argento's just on a different level in terms of every scene that he makes. Like, all the death scenes are just so stylish.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas Lenzi's more, and Fulci's obviously more for the gore, and Lenzi's got his own kind of style as well. So,
I appreciate the crazy plots that Lenzi has though in his film. You know what I'm saying? Like, his stories are I think more fleshed out than Argento. I
think most of Lenzi's films that I can think of that I've seen, they're pretty complex or intricate, the plots, especially his Gialli.
Definitely, and his Policio too, man.
I can imagine. Yeah, I can't wait to get to those.
I mean, they go some places. They go some places for sure. But no, man, this is it's been a while since we covered Lenzi like this. The first time we did Lenzi was the first time we did a stream together on An Hour to Kill. Me and Darren. And
I went back and watched that yesterday, actually.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh God, I can't even go back and watch them.
Top 10 has probably changed since then.
Right, definitely. And not to mention, that was over 2 years ago. So
wow.
We've been going for 2 years, a little over 2 years. I forgot to mention it last time we were on here. But
and we did something crazy that week as well. We literally, I know Dirk watched about 30 films in a week, and I did about 20.
Well, it's 2 weeks.
Films. Yeah, 2 weeks. Yeah, it was.
Took 2 weeks, and I watched 30 films in 2 weeks. So it's like,
which is insane.
Yeah,
absolutely insane.
Yeah,
but to think that was 2 years ago as well. Now, like, it's just gone by so quick.
It has, man. It has. Let's see. Let me catch up with the chat right quick. We got AVGN, Antique Video Game Nut, the only place where people speak English. I'm surrounded by Muslims in a little dumping ground called Acton, London.
Oh, God, I know that place. Yeah, I've heard of that place. I've obviously been to London a few times too.
Spasmo is great. Yeah, man, I do. I agree. We'll get into it, but I will say that that's definitely Lenzi's most ambiguous, surreal, type giallo.
The plot as well, but there's two things I'm going to mention.
Yeah,
two things in Spasmo that I absolutely love, which I'll concentrate
when we get
on
into
it. Yeah.
Let's see. Deer Hunter says, "Did you see Argento's horror museum in Rome called Profondo Rosso?" Yes, definitely.
There's a new video up actually of, do you know Grim for Life, Grim Collective, and he goes and does all like location, like looking at.
I've seen that he recently visited Fulci's grave.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
wow.
the mayor, I think it was, sent me a video that he's put up, and he's gone to Argento's shop in Rome.
Okay.
So I've like bookmarked it. Yeah, I've bookmarked. I'm gonna watch it later, I think.
I've seen Fulci's grave. That was kind of sad. That's a little bitty, like a mausoleum, almost like a little spot, man, like in the wall.
Oh shit! I'll have to watch that. I've not seen that one.
Crazy.
I could imagine, because if I'm not mistaken, I think Argento actually paid for the funeral cost for Fulci's funeral, because that dude was pretty much penniless when he died.
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah. They're so sad because they were going to do the wax mask together, but there's different varying stories on that. But yeah, he was a gambler all his life, Fulci, and he just died penniless. Health-wise, it's a depressing story when you think of it. When you look into his actual whole life, but
and then his daughter was paralyzed and everything, and
his
wife.
I
didn't know that.
Yeah.
Well, his wife was seriously
she killed
cancer,
herself.
and she killed herself. And the church, then he went against the church, and he made "Don't Torture a Duckling." But that's, I think,
because they said they wouldn't give her a burial, or she couldn't be buried in their cemetery, right? I believe that's
yeah,
what it was.
because she committed suicide, the
Right.
church looks down on that,
Mhm.
and that was the main reason. And then after that, you can tell in his films, he
Yeah,
kind of had a thing
he's
against
going
the church.
after the priests in the films, right?
Yeah.
So,
Oh yeah.
so let's see. Yeah, I saw that on Grimm's. Great. Yeah, man.
Yeah, yeah.
Deer Hunter. That's wild that Fulci was buried in some nondescript location and somebody else had to pay for the funeral. Yeah, it's kind of sad for sure.
It's cool how that guy's actually traced that down his burial site, because I've not heard nothing. You know, I'd love to go there one day. Who knows?
It's in Rome, so yeah.
So when he's in Rome, he's gone to like Argento's Profondo Rosso. He's obviously gone to all different locations, but I'd like to check it out.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, man, I mean, you still can't deny Lenzi though, man. Like, I think he's a damn good filmmaker. I really do. Like,
I do
even some of the stuff that, you know, I kind of had to warm up to a little bit, like Hitcher in the Dark. Like, it took me a couple times.
I like that one. Yeah,
it took me a couple times to
rewatch that one.
Yeah, it took me a couple times to like it. The first time I didn't care for it. I still don't like that lead actor in that movie.
The ending to that is bizarre. Like that, I think that's the only thing I didn't really like is the ending, but the whole review, you know, like the twist. But yeah,
Nightmare Beach is fun.
Yeah,
I like Nightmare. I don't like Nightmare Beach as much as most people, though.
Yeah,
I mean, it's just a fun slasher. There's nothing really
it's
to it.
It's pretty fun though. I dig it.
I do too.
And it's I still haven't seen Black Demons though, so I don't know.
Okay, I've seen it. It's not great, but I kind of like that one.
Okay. Yeah.
I can't wait to watch that because
I have seen.
Penny's been telling me about it.
I have seen some of his peplum though, some of his sword and sandal shit from way back, and some of his war films. They were pretty solid, man. Believe it or not. But I know Darren don't like. He don't like the sword. And sandal.
I couldn't sit down and I could not sit down and watch them, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean,
I can appreciate what he does with them, you know.
Right.
But in terms of Lenzi, I was going to ask Kenneth, like, what was your first Lenzi film you saw? And you know, I know that you've got quite a few blind spots, as like me and Dirk still has as well. But just give us a general, like, you know, what your thoughts on Lenzi and your first film and that.
So, first Lenzi film I saw, I feel like is like a lot of horror fans, Cannibal Ferox.
Ooh, okay.
Like I was obsessed with Cannibal Holocaust at one point. So the first time I saw Ferox, aka Make Them Die Slowly,
I
wasn't too crazy about it because I kept comparing it to Holocaust. And it's not until recent years, like the last probably year or two, I gave Ferox another spin and then I enjoyed it more. But I kind of lost interest in Lenzi after that, or wrote him off, which was a huge mistake because then I wound up getting the Severin, the Carol Baker box set.
Yeah.
So Quiet Place to Kill, and I really dig that film. And I need to go back and rewatch some of those films. Definitely Knife of Ice, probably Orgasmo, although I don't like it as much as Lenzi does.
Oh, man, he loves it.
Yes, he does. But like Dirk was saying about warming up to some of his late 80s stuff, I really dig some of that stuff like House of Witchcraft. I got a poster for back here.
Hell yeah.
From the Cauldron House of Doom box set.
Yep.
I dig Nightmare Beach. And I kind of started going down the Lenzi rabbit hole slowly and watching and rewatching as many of his films as possible.
That was my first introduction to Lenzi, and I didn't know it at the time because I wasn't I was just watching movies and shit, you know, and rented that on. Well, I think it was a buddy of mine. His dad was a manager at Sound Warehouse. It was like this place where you could rent movies and shit, and they sold CDs and records and everything. So he got all kinds of shit. And Make Them Die Slowly, that was the first Lenzi film I saw, and I was just like, what? Because Ryan was like, man, you got to see this dude gets his dick cut off. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, holy shit.
I think I'm right in saying that's my first as well. from Lenzi.
Okay.
But I would say I've only been watching Lenzi's films heavily, probably like the last 8 months to a year.
Okay.
So there's a lot I haven't seen, but I think I'm up to like 16 of his films now that I've seen.
Hell yeah, man. Yeah, he's got a lot, though. He's got a whole lot.
He does.
And maybe we don't need to see them all, but you know, I'm sick like that. I'll probably end up doing it at some point. But let's see. Let me catch some of the chat right here. Let's see. I don't know how to pronounce this, so I'm not gonna. Darren, hi, cool microphone.
Hey, I don't know how to pronounce that either, man. Thanks for the comment, though. Yeah.
Radio, hi. Cool. Let's see. Wow, great introduction. Sorry, I'm tactless. Oh, you're good. Good. Saw Kisa and Lasetta in one swoop. Religious horror is great, but I'm critical of real life religion. It creeps me out. Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
Let's see. People talking amongst themselves. Jackson Jack, does your mama know you got that witchcraft shit in here?
She doesn't, and she probably wouldn't be too happy about it.
All right, what's going on, man? Let's see. You know, Grandma wouldn't like you messing with that type stuff. All right, let's see. Is tell her, fuck you, Mama. I will do what I want. I'll mess with Ouija board.
No, I'm good on that.
Yeah. Yeah, I tell. Okay. All right. Well, shit, man. I guess y'all want to get into the 7 Bloodstained Orchids.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which is my personal. I'm gonna just say it right out the gate. It's my personal favorite. It's my personal favorite of out of the Jolly of Lenzi, and I got a copy somewhere around here. But yeah,
you got the 88 films.
I got the 88 without the slip because
I wanted to get
Code Red, and I've heard a lot of people say that Code Red's Blu-rays aren't that great, and I agree from the few I've seen, but this is a pretty damn good one.
Okay. Yeah.
I was going to say I wanted to get that Code Red for so long because the earlier DVD went way out of print, and it was like 80, 90 UK pound to buy it at one point, and then when 88 films like said they were going to come out with it, I like jumped all over it, man, early on.
Yeah, I missed out on the slip, but you know, it is what it is.
Right.
I will.
You don't watch the slip, right?
No.
It's only a piece of cardboard at the end of the day, but
rip it up, Darren. Come on, do it.
I won't go that far. I'm not in Rambo Raff or like Lawns type mindset to do that. But I will say this film went up a little bit for me this time.
Good.
I've always liked it.
Me too.
But
cool.
Yeah, it kind of clicked with me this time.
Because I was like really scratching my head, like, because you'd always you never really had it too high, and I was like, man, I love that damn movie, man. It's just, I don't know, man. There's a lot going on. I'm gonna play a clip right quick.
Yeah.
And to kind of jump things off, kind of give people see what they're, see what we're dealing with here, I guess you say. But here we go.
What happened? Oh, yes. No.
All right. So you get Yeah, you get like 2 kills right in the first like 5 minutes, right? So it's like,
I mean, straight from the off, you get Black Glove Killer. That's what I like about it, I think.
Yeah.
And all those scenes wouldn't go out of place in any early Argento film. That's what I'm kind of comparing.
yeah.
But yeah, superb. Like
Because I heard other. No, go ahead.
no, I was going to say just the way he kind of shoots those scenes with the Black Glove Killer from the POV style
Yeah.
early on. You know what you're getting into.
Yeah.
But go on, Dirk. Sorry, go on.
Oh, you're good, man. No, I was just like the body count, Giallo, I guess you would say. And I know a lot of people say it's, he ripped off Argento or whatever. But if you listen to Lenzi talk about it, he says it was from William Irish, which is he had another name, blanking on the name. Damn it. What the hell was it? Cornell Woolrich?
Yeah, the writer. Yeah.
So it's a book. So this was an adaptation of Rendezvous in Black from that writer, is what he said. But I mean, the body count Giallo, I would have to give credit to Bava for that one to start it. I guess Argento
blood.
Yeah. Well, blood and black lace mainly. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. But yeah, man. But I mean, Argento did popularize the genre or whatever. So, but I don't know, man. So you think you kind of feel like he pulled from Argento, or?
I do. Yeah.
Okay.
Just for this film, I think this was like his kind of like staying to Argento. You've got the bird with the crystal plumage, cat and nine tails, four flies, and this was kind of his answer to that, I believe. And it's a pretty good like imitation of those films, I would say. And maybe I'm doing a bit injustice saying it's an imitation, but you can't help but compare the two when you are watching.
Well,
this.
you got elements though. One that I can't mention because I don't want to spoil it. So there's another first time thing that happens in this one.
Right.
That happens even before some other director that we love did it, like months before. And you got the half moon killer aspect where he leaves like a calling card kind of thing. Like I
love that.
That's pretty original as well. So I don't know. Maybe I guess in style, is that what you're saying? Maybe.
Yeah, I mean style, storyline. You've got amateur sleuths. Like that's what Argento used to do, didn't he? You'd have an amateur sleuth and go on.
I just love how Lenzi explains it though. He's like, my killer had a reason why he's wearing black. Argento's killer didn't have a reason. He just likes that shit. That's why his killer wears black, because he just liked it. So.
Oh yeah, every opportunity in every interview he does, he's got to get a little dig at Argento. And it's quite comical to watch those interviews with him as well.
Yeah.
But Kenneth, when was your first time watching this one? Was it fairly recently or?
Yeah, I want to say probably early last year.
Okay. Yeah.
And the first time I watched it was with my wife. I thought it was pretty good, but I remember saying to her, I think I would like this a bit more in Italian. So I prefer to watch this film in Italian. And like you said, Darren, it's gone up for me quite a bit since my most recent viewing.
Nice.
I did watch it in Italian this go around. I have seen it in English several times, but sometimes on these films, man, it changes.
I've never seen it in Italian, funny enough. Every time I watch it, it's in English. Yeah. And I don't think the dub is that bad on this one, to be honest. Not compared to some you get.
Like Eyeball is different too in Italian,
I bet, yeah, I can imagine. Yeah. Eyeball is
we'll get
Eyeball,
to
man.
Eyeball. Yeah. Let me see what's going on here. But yeah, man, if you want to go ahead and we can crank us off, let's see. I'm gonna see what.
Yeah, we can go.
Got a couple comments right here.
Okay.
Darren, Dirk, Kenneth, Colt. Appreciate you, man.
Yeah.
You see, Dirk and you guys, y'all were a fan of the Megan 2 trailer. I haven't seen it yet.
I haven't either.
I've not seen it. I have no fucking desire to ever see.
I'm
that.
not a big. I mean, I watched the first Megan because my son wanted to watch it. I watched it with him and my wife, but
I watched the first Megan because of all the hype, and then I wish I never bothered, to be
I
honest.
thought it was pretty good, but yeah, I haven't checked out the trailer.
I had fun with them with it, you know. I mean, but
I think it's a generational thing, though.
Yeah.
I'm in my 50s. That's not going to really appeal to me. Whereas I can see why the younger horror fans, teens and all that, would like.
This guy's saying Mikhail Smirnov. Great was directed by Umberto Lenzi. Okay.
I don't know.
I'm not familiar with that one. Yeah. AVGN says, love Italian smut. Hell yeah, you're in the right place.
That's why we're here, man. Yeah.
Speaking of doves, I saw the Suave films in the original Italian, a lot less goofy, but I wasn't laughing so much. Yeah, I noticed that with Blade in the Dark for sure. It's a lot different.
Yes, I prefer to watch a Blade in the Dark in Italian. Like the English dub, it's got some unintentionally hilarious lines in it, but it's so different in Italian.
It is way different. I mean, it's some that shit don't even make sense. Like, so when they talking about like you want to lay here like a frog in the sun and shit like that, you're like, what the fuck?
And then the lady's like, oh, it's a spider, and the guy's like, no, it's a cockroach.
Yeah. There's some bizarre like in these three films as well. Dialogue. There's some bizarre lines, which I'm sure we'll go through at some point. But yeah, right. But just kicking off with this. So do you want to go through some of the actors and that, the cast?
Yeah, you can, and then I'll talk about the screenwriter. If you want to add something, Kenneth, you're welcome to, man.
Oh, really?
Yeah. First, I gotta mention, I don't know if Dirk's got anything on the music by Riz Ortolani. Man, such a strong soundtrack, straight from the off as well, where you got this killer and they're prowling the streets of Italy in the car. And then this kind of theme with the bass kind of jumps in. And man, I absolutely love all three soundtracks to these films. So we're going to talk about tonight.
Theme for this one.
Yeah, man, it's killer.
I mean, Riz Ortolani, man, he did over 200 scores. I mean, and you could say, like, I've never seen this film, but his most notable work where he won a Grammy was a film called Mondo Cane in 1962.
Yeah.
So that's he's been around multiple genres of films and Cannibal Holocaust. I mean,
that's a great score.
That's the one that we know him for. But like,
right,
there's so many people that know Riz Ortolani. I mean, I think he's considered like right under Ennio Morricone.
I could see that
in Italy.
He's definitely top three.
Because Ennio is considered like the greatest in Italy.
Yeah. Ortolani though, it's like, and I put it into context, right? So I'm going back 15, 20 years maybe, and I'm playing fucking Cannibal Holocaust theme, fucking blaring it, right?
Yeah.
So my mother comes over the one day. Yeah. And she hears me playing that theme, and she's not a horror fan, nothing. She wasn't a horror fan. Right. And she took me aside and said, I absolutely love that theme song to that film.
Well, that piece is so beautiful,
right?
Yeah.
Like, of a piece, and it's like, that's what's so disturbing that it goes with that film. Like,
Absolutely.
And that's another great opening, like you say, where they're going over the jungle in the Amazon, and that music kicks in.
Right.
But in terms of like actors in this, so you got the original, or the starring guy who plays Mario is a guy called Antonio Sabato, and Lenzi had a few problems with him. As you can imagine, that people are going to clash on these films. And he said he kind of he got on okay with him, he got on well with him, but he was kind of up his own ass.
Well, he tried to seduce all the actresses. That's
right.
What Lindsay said, that he thought he was a playboy and shit, and he really wasn't. He said he never scored. I was laughing
Right.
my ass off.
I got that on my notes too.
I was like,
I mean,
I was like,
Lenzi
holy
can just
shit.
put you fucking down with one comment, man, can he? And just
He's like, he thought he was a playboy, but he wasn't shit. He never scored with the ladies, you know. Like,
right. Yeah.
What I got from an interview, it seemed like Lenzi said Sabato, he was really interested in the lead actress, Ushi Glass. And he's like, yeah, he never scored.
Right. Yeah,
I
man.
mean, no chance, I would say, anyway, with that. Because she's, stunning actress. Obviously, that brings me on to Ushi Glass. She was in quite a few of the kind of Rialto crimi films.
Okay.
From what I can gather. She did The Sinister Monk, the Gorilla in Von Soho, 1968, and Angels of Terror in 1971. It's not kind of really well known in the giallo genre,
No.
but in
I wish
terms
she
of
was,
like
though.
Germany, she's a well-known actress.
I mean, she's great. I wish she was in more, you know.
I think the whole cast in this, man. So you got Pier Paolo Capone. And he's a well-known actor.
Say that 3 times real fast.
I'm not going to say that again. Inspector Vismara, I'll say is his name, but people know him from The Cat the Nine Tails, The Forbidden Photos of a Lady Above Suspicion, The 10th Victim, The Boss, Fernando De Leo film. One of my, and I could go on. I'm going to probably say 2 or 3 more actresses.
Yeah, you good.
You got one of my favorite actresses is Rosella Falk. She plays Elena Mackie. I love her in Sleepless.
Yeah.
She plays the dwarf's mother in Sleepless.
Yeah.
Absolutely banging role. The Killer's on the Phone, Black Belly of the Tarantula, The Fifth Chord. I mean, she's just legendary just for those, you know?
Yeah. She's got great.
A great
you talking
about her.
Because I'm bad with names, you know this, and now that I don't really, you know, you're covering the actors and everything. I know I should probably.
Yeah. No.
That's the woman in the hospital, right?
Yeah, in the mental hospital. And I think Lenzi really got on well with her, and he respected her. And she has a death scene in the bath.
Yeah.
And Lenzi said she went under the water for like a minute, with her eyes wide open. He said she was a real trooper for the kind of cause of the film.
You can kind of see it with her though, like in every role I've seen her in.
Oh, the death scene in The Fifth Chord as well, when she's in the bedroom.
Mm-hmm.
And because she can't walk and she's crawling a lot. Man, I love all that.
Yeah.
She's one of my favorites. You've got Marissa Mel. She plays a dual role. She plays twins, Anna Satori and Maria Satori. She was in One on Top of the Other, was a big one for Fulci. She's also in Gang War in Milan, which is another Lenzi Plisteschi film.
Right.
Marina Malfatti, I know Dirk's a big fan.
I was gonna say you better mention her, man, because she don't get enough love, dude, at all. And I see her in so many small parts, but every time you see her, she steals the fucking screen to me. I think she does. She's not.
Case in point with this film.
Yeah.
Because her scene is superb when she's. And I was a bit gutted that she went out of the film quite early on as well.
But she does that a lot in a lot of these. I think her probably. I mean, I could be wrong. Tell me if I'm wrong. I don't know. I think the Red Queen kills 7 times. That might be her biggest role, right?
I think looking from what I've got here, I think that and The Night Evelyn Came Out of the Grave are 2 big ones in the genre anyway. All the Colors of the Dark is another great one.
Yeah. Fuck yeah. She's great, dude. She don't never get mentioned. Ever. I just think she's fucking great. And Lenzi said that she was the best actress he ever worked with. She never gave him no trouble ever.
Right. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. That don't surprise me either. But
I'm
the
a big
last
fan
one
of hers. I'd love to have seen her in like some more featured, like have her own damn lead role.
It's like you say, she like every time she goes on screen, she kind of steals the show in every film she does.
Yeah.
The last one I'll just briefly mention is a guy called Bruno Carazzi, and he plays Barrett, and he's in all the Plisteschi films. He plays the big kind of heavy, you know, one of the kind of thugs, and he's no different in this one as well. But they're the main sort of cast. Yeah,
I got another clip, man. If you want me to play it,
absolutely, yeah.
Since you brought up Marina Malfatti, so I gotta, and I had to do so. y'all please excuse the way I had to edit this, but I had to do it this way because, you know, YouTube frowns on nudity and all that. So I edited this shit this way, but, you know, you still kind of get the idea what's going on. So here we go.
Oh, go on, Mario.
Didn't she take a tranquilizer?
Open the door.
Yes. Hello? Hello?
Hello?
I know it's a little longer, man, but I was trying to show like not just the kill stuff, but some of the mood and atmosphere stuff that Lenzi does.
I think people get a good idea if they've not seen the film, like
Right.
through that clip, you know.
Yes.
Right.
And you've got to mention the drill scene, obviously, where it's definitely Brian De Palma pulled that scene for Body Double. It's unmistakably like. And didn't Lenzi go off on one again? He was criticizing De Palma for copying his scene and everything. And he didn't care. He like Lenzi didn't care how big a director was.
Is
He still go after them.
Is that like a scene in similar like in My Dear Killer too? Like
so
it's
yeah,
not a drill though, is it?
I'm trying to think name My Dear Killer. I think there is a drill in there. Something. Yeah, there is a drill in My Dear Killer.
Okay.
Is it like because the cord gets pulled out, then or the cord is too short?
Yeah.
Remembering
Yeah.
Yeah. But so that was 72 as well. But I presume this one would have come first because
This
even
came out in
though this
February.
was this was released in 72, was actually made in 71. But no, some great like death scenes. I think my two favorites are the drill and the underwater bath scene.
Oh, mine's gotta be Marina Malfatti though. I just love that shit.
That's a great scene as well.
Like with the paint and shit, just like it's I don't know, man. And
Yeah, that one's awesome.
And when she's like looking around, like the camera's just whipping around, you know, like the apartment or whatever. And here's something though, man, that I like. So looking on Wikipedia, that's why you should have multiple sources when you're looking shit up because they said Marina Malfatti's Kathy Bates or Kathy Adams, right? That's her name.
Yeah.
In the film.
Yeah.
They said she was American, and she's not. She's English in the film.
Well, I was looking, funny enough, right, I was looking on Grok, the new AI,
Yeah.
and it actually gives Marina Malfatti's character as being the killer, which is completely fucking wrong.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So I'm reading that and I'm
Yeah,
thinking,
you got to check.
well,
I say, like, doing your shit, man. Make sure you got multiple sources. Like,
yeah. I was like blown away by that because a lot of the information I get off there is usually good.
right.
But in terms of plot, I know you're not going to give too much away in terms of the killer and all that.
No.
Do you want me to like set the film up a little bit and I'll go so far with it and then kind of, we can stop at a certain point.
Absolutely.
But
yeah.
So the opening, right? So we got this awesome like theme plays. You got this black glove killer. They're kind of prowling around Italy looking for a specific victim. The killer breaks into this old woman's house, and he kills her with like a flick knife. But as the killer is leaving the scene of the crime, he kind of looks on this photo of her daughter, and he makes a mental image of her daughter. And then he goes, I think her daughter's name's Ing. And then you got the whole prostitute scene as well. Then he picks up a prostitute and he ends up battering her to death in like this field.
And then it's explained that it's an iron bar, but I guess because it's in high definition, it looks like a piece of wood that was spray painted black.
And that's probably what it was, to be honest with you. But the killer, obviously, every time he kills, he leaves a sign of this like half moon pendant.
Yeah, and it's got like these damn Zodiac looking signs on it and shit, don't it? Like,
yeah, how do you feel about that then? Because the Zodiac killer was still at large when this was made. Do you think that's a nod to that?
It could be. I mean, was he he wasn't really in the light during this time, though, was he? Like,
I think
until the 80s, right?
No, I think it was the 70s. I think this was the prime time where
certain times he popped up and then it died back down. I remember.
Oh yeah, because when you got the old Arthur Lee Allen coming as the main suspect, that was like towards the 80s, definitely.
Okay.
But yeah, like you say, it is very much like
could have been. Definitely could have been because Lenzi would have known too.
I think it's a little bit of a nod there. It's too much. Yeah, it's too close.
I could see that because if I'm not mistaken, Lenzi, he drew influence from Jim Jones for Ivan Razumov's character in Eaten Alive.
Yeah.
Leader.
He definitely did.
I could see that.
Yeah. That's exactly what we modeled that character on as well. But you've got the inspectors on the page, Pierre Paloli Capone. I did say it at that time. So you've got Julia Torres, Uska Glass. She's picking a wedding dress out for her and her husband, soon to be Mario, played by Sabato, we mentioned. He's like this very wealthy, like clothing designer, very up himself, very confident. But she gets this mysterious phone call early on, and then they kind of hang up, and then that becomes a reoccurring theme throughout the whole film. You've got the killer keeps kind of stalking his victims, phoning them, and all that. There's that great scene, like Dirk just said, with Marina Malfatti. She receives a similar phone call, and she's at this party as well. First of all,
and I could. I mean, playing devil's advocate, though, I could see people trying to like picking certain things apart on this film because, like that scene where with Kathy Adams, Marina Malfatti's character.
Mm-hmm.
So she pours the milk for her cats, and then like a minute later they're dying from poison takes longer than that.
Right, and the thing with that as well is like. Because milk is not just for cats, is it? She could have drunk that quite easily herself and succumbed, Right. And the killer didn't know that. But I mean, you've got to put it into context of these films, really. I don't look too deep into some of these films.
No, but that did stick out to me a little bit with the cats. It's funny because she literally pours the milk and then like not even a minute later they're all whining and shit and she.
Oh man, I can't wait to see what you think of fucking Eyeball. I think there's some of the stuff in that. It's crazy, man.
Oh man.
But so they end up getting married, Julia and Mario, and then you got a big scene on the train there, which is great. she's slashed by the killer on a train. But someone comes just in time where the killer's got to flee the scene before he can. But he thinks he's actually killed Julia. And then there's a big, I'm not going to go too much into the plot twists and all that, but there's a big plot twist involving that character then that comes later on in the film. I mean, I've gone as far as kind of we can go on to certain scenes if there's anything you guys want to mention that you can think of coming up later on in the film.
I don't want to really spoil this one.
No, we're not going to give away the killer anyway.
I will say just a couple things like about the screenwriter. Their initial screenwriter was Roberto Gianvitti. He did over 120 projects. Most notable work: Don't Torture a Duckling, Lizard in a Woman's Skin, The Psychic, or The Murder to the Tune of 7 Black Notes, I guess you'd say.
That's a great film, man.
Yeah. Right. And Murder Rock, Dance and Death. Right.
Oh, that's a good CV to have, mine. That's not a bad CV to have at all.
Right. So Lenzi took that screenplay or script that he wrote or whatever, and he wasn't satisfied with it. So he gave it to a young Dardano Sacchetti.
Yeah.
And Sacchetti rewrote it. And I think Sacchetti was in the military at the time. And so like on his day off, he rewrote it like, on his days off or whatever. But then I was listening to Lenzi talk about it. He's like, well, ultimately I wrote it because, I just take what they wrote and then like, I don't go word for word like Americans do. I just, when we're making the film, it's going to be what I say,
Sacchetti didn't even get a credit for it either.
No, he's uncredited.
Yeah.
And he didn't mention Sacchetti in the interview either.
Wow.
And he was talking shit about Gianvitti. He was saying he was a mediocre writer, you got
to think like Sacchetti was working, even though he was new, like you say, he'd already just done films with Dario Argento.
And Bava. And
Bava, yeah. So, but I mean the Argento thing as well. Like Lenzi would probably have hated him for working with fucking Argento. Like the Cat and Nine Tails, for instance. But yeah, I wouldn't have thought them two would have come together certainly so quickly afterwards.
Also forgot to mention Riz Ortolani did the scores for some other Lenzi films. So Sweet, So Perverse.
Yeah.
He did a Fulci perversion story. He did Castle of Blood for Margheriti. And I just want to mention it. So.
No, he did. Yeah, he's done
so much. Done a lot.
The score for this film, like we did mention, is a different class, I think, to most Jolly of the time. It's just memorable. One thing gets in your head, and God knows, like eyeballs the same. Spasmo, I actually think, is probably the best soundtrack he's ever done. Literally that he's ever done. Well, we're coming to that. In terms of scenes, do you know the scene that we mentioned earlier with Rosella Falk? The whole build up to that scene where she's in the mental hospital, because you get, she's convinced there's this old lady trying to kill her. Yeah, and it's the old lady from Case of the Bloody Iris we mentioned a lot. Yeah. Oh man, that was great to see her with Ada glasses as well in this one. But yeah, again, I'm looking for it, and we can't really say too much without spoiling it. But needless to say, the whole thing with kind of Fulci's film a little bit later, Don't Torture a Duckling, you can see why Lenzi's a little bit, upset with sometimes with that film being like everyone loving that film. And this one kind of got looked over, didn't it? Really, it got lost in the shuffle a little bit, I think.
Yeah, definitely. But like we were saying, Lenzi's done quite a few firsts that other people didn't do. So
you've got the whole thing with Marissa Mel. She comes later on in the film as well. I know I give that a little bit away earlier with saying she's playing a dual role, but she elevates the film as well towards the end for me.
She does. She really does.
She's just.
I think I like her better I like her better in this than I like her in Perversion Story.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. I wouldn't go that far, but I do. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd like to have seen her longer in this, to be
Yeah,
honest.
I don't know. I think what she does in this is pretty solid, but I guess it's a totally different character too. In that,
I mean, she's in Perversion Stories, like one of the main characters, whereas this,
and she's playing dual kind of in a way.
yeah,
Yeah.
she is, yeah, absolutely. That nightclub scene in there as well.
Also, Lindsay wasn't happy with the tagline of this. It was they added the tagline for marketing purposes because it'd be more popular. You know, it says based on a novel by Edgar Wallace. So he couldn't stand that shit. He said they only did it to make it more commercial. You know, like so.
Right.
But
in Germany, it actually had an Edgar Wallace kind of voiceover at the start of the film.
okay,
Where, like, I think, like a voice of an actor pretending to be Edgar Wallace. Yeah.
And just another thing that I was seeing on the extras or whatever on this 88 Films release anyway. I don't know if it's on the others, but he was saying that his film Knife of Ice was inspired from the Spiral Staircase. Just just inverted. If that makes sense. For people who know, they know. If you know, you know, kind of deal.
I've never heard that before. Well, that makes complete sense. Like,
without me spoiling Knife of Ice, you know what I mean? So
how do you feel about, because the score is very, like, it's literally lifted from So Sweet, So Perverse. It is the same score. Like, that's undeniable. You can't really.
Shit, it's been a while since I've seen it. So
I was like,
I knew it sounded familiar, like, but I've seen this one several times too.
I think there's a few little changes, but you can clearly tell.
Right.
I think he uses a music cue from Perversion Story as well, Ortolani in this too.
I imagine it was fine. Well, I mean, he did it though, so
yeah. It came out as a creamy film under the title "The Puzzle of the Silver Is it Crescents?
Yeah, Crescents.
I'm not sure if you said that earlier.
No, I didn't.
Oh, okay. Lenzi was going to sue Rialto for that, and then until he thought better of it, he probably thought he's never going to win, and he kind of backed down. But that goes to show you what Lenzi's like, man.
Let me catch the chat right quick.
Yeah, go
on. Let's see. Lakisa. Now Lakisa, that's at Suave, the church, right?
That's the church. Yeah.
Okay. It's bizarre. Yeah, it is. We just covered that not too long ago. What, about a month ago?
Yeah. I was going to say Kenneth is a big fan of Lamberto Bava and Suave.
Okay.
So
cool.
That's more your forte, I would say, as well. Yeah. But I love the church. The church grew on me, actually. I wouldn't put it like a high 8 or 9 or anything, but it's a solid like 7.
I dig the church. I dig it. Nightmare City and Hitcher in the Dark are decent.
Oh god, we didn't even mention Nightmare City.
Nightmare City's like it's still in my top 10.
Fucking right. Yeah, crazy film.
And we got Wild Wrangler in here. What's going on?
Hey, what's up, man?
We got Papathias Pap Smear. Love Lindsay's Iron Master.
Oh, I've not seen that one.
I haven't seen that one. Is that like I wonder if that's like a sword sandal type.
I would imagine.
I've been thinking about picking that up through a Grindhouse video. They've got it.
Okay. And we got Texas. Okay, we've had Texas in here. What the hell am I talking about? Let's see. We got Danny Dundada. What's going on, man?
Hey, what's up, man?
Yep. And I think I'm caught up. No, I'm not. I'm tripping. Everybody talking. You still want to leave nothing out? Oh, yeah, that music for Cannibal Holocaust is so beautiful, but the film was horrible, and I won't watch it again.
Oh, man.
I don't know, man. I can't say that it's horrible.
All time.
Yeah, it's pretty damn good to me.
It's horrible, in fact.
There's things that are horrible in it.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
It's a masterpiece, I think.
Wild Wrangler says, Dirk, Mario the plumber or Mario the race car driver? I'm not sure. Let's see. The sect is so weird. I guess people don't discuss it from being too freaked out. I dig the sect a lot.
I do too.
Yeah,
I
a
still
lot
haven't
of
seen
people,
it, man.
a lot of people shit on it, man. But
That's
Yeah.
one I say give yourself at least 2 watches kind of close together.
yeah,
Because it's so ambiguous, but I really enjoy the set.
that's what I love, though. I love that weird, ambiguous, surrealistic type shit.
And it's so visual too. Like, in my opinion, that's like the Italian Rosemary's Baby, not to give the film away.
Yeah,
Okay.
I can see
So
that.
Dario Argento presented that, didn't he?
Yeah.
Would you both say that that's better than the church then?
I think I like it better than the church.
Personally, the church is actually my favorite Suave film, and the set is right next to it. I know Cemetery Man, I think that's a masterpiece. But
Cemetery Man's definitely my favorite.
But I just don't like Cemetery Man as much as most people do, but it is a masterpiece.
Okay.
I would say go back to Cemetery Man, and it might just completely click for you, because I didn't like that film when I first saw it, and now
Like the humor shouldn't work in it, but it does.
Yeah. Once you get it and you realize what's going, do you know what I mean? It does change it. Yeah.
Right.
Papa Thias says Russ. Oh, he's talking to somebody. Russ Milk Polo Mints and Dunhill International. I'm not sure. Let's see. Howdy, Bombastic. What's going on?
Hey, Jonathan.
Yeah, Jonathan. What's going
happening,
on,
man?
Dirk, Darren, and Kenneth. Thoughts on the Bloodstained Butterfly, 1971. Love it. And I actually love that movie. Yeah.
I actually think that's one of the most underrated Jolly films.
It is. And that's Helmut Berger, right?
Yeah. Helmut Berger plays the fucking crazy guy in it.
Oh, man.
That's one
I love the whole thing. Sorry, go on, Kenny.
That's one that I need to see, because I've been trying to do good. Made sure I watch all the Bava Gialli, and I've told Darren I've been sleeping on Sergio Martino films, so I need to quit doing that. And after I dip into his films, I start dipping into the lesser known stuff, like that one probably is.
Yeah, it is.
The Bloodstained Butterfly, right? There's an opening to that film where it's set in this park. It's pouring down with rain, and this killer attacks this woman down and pushes her down an embankment. Oh man, you should see the way it plays out. I think you'll really like that one. Yeah,
it's pretty solid. Yeah, definitely.
It's up there, man.
The mayor says YouTube more like prude tube. A little nudity never hurt anybody. Exactly, man.
Exactly, man.
So I keep screaming to the masses, but I can't get a strike on the DEADPIT. You can't be doing all that. So like I could risk it on my channel, but I still am not going to do the nudity just because they say no.
No, that's fair enough.
They might just cancel your damn channel. You don't know what they're going to do.
Yeah.
Which is crazy, because you can watch Lamberto Bava's The Torture in full, uncut on YouTube right now.
Yeah.
And it's arguably his sleaziest movie. It's got nudity and it's like a torture porn giallo film.
Or you could watch probably a Doja Cat where she's damn near naked as hell video.
I don't know. How does that work? Where they can show full-length films nudity, and yet you can't play a little clip or something. But I need to see The Torture. I've got the DVD, but I really need. Yeah, we need to find a way of like bringing that on into a stream or something and doing it.
Yeah. Let's see. The mayor says Google fucks up a lot of shit. I've seen photos of the wrong actors all the time, or films that the director had no involvement with. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you gotta check multiple sources, man.
I think you've got to read some of these books, like Troy Howarth, to get the proper facts, really.
Right. Let's see. Steve Vincent Furnace, what's going on, man? Good evening, gents. Love all these Lenzi films. Awesome. Hell yeah, man. Sorry, y'all. Just trying to get through the chat right quick. We got CK in here. What's going on, boys? Don't forget to finger bang the like button and eat a fresh plate of baklava for the bad balls of Euro horror. Appreciate you, man.
Yeah, what's up, CK?
Yeah, man. Yeah, speaking of that, man, I'll go ahead and do this. I need to probably make another one, but this is what I got for now. So here we go. Damn it. Here we go. Wait, no. Here it is. Okay.
How do you like it? How do you like it?
Yeah. Let's do some of that shit. Anyway, my bad. All right, trying to get through the chat, man, right quick. We're almost there, I think.
Yeah, one more, I think.
See, the mayor says, I love when Tarantino talks about Lenzi getting mad when people say that there's zombies in Nightmare City. Lenzi, with a heavy Italian accent, says they're infected people. Yeah.
Yeah.
He does, man. Like, yeah, he's like, they're not zombies. Yeah. But yeah, man, I think we've gone as far as we can go without spoiling 7 Bloodstained Orchids. I think it's his best giallo. If you listen to Lenzi, he's going to tell you orgasmo or paranoia.
Yeah.
You know.
And I'm going to disagree with everyone and say Oasis of Fear is like one that no one talks about.
Yeah.
With Ray Lovelock. I think I was 71.
Well, I got something for everything, like at the end. Like
okay. Yeah.
But yeah.
That's what I like about Lenzi. It's so divisive, man. People like different films, and but in the general consensus is most of his films are like range from being good to like very good to like amazing. There's not too many like stinkers, I don't think. Like I've not come across any.
I don't think none of his gialli's bad. But then there's, I know a lot of people don't like the sexy gialli, like Kenneth was saying. Yeah.
See, I love all them.
I dig them, but a lot of people don't like that music, though. I think that's a big part of.
I was like anyone. Like when I first saw Orgasmo, So Sweet, So Perverse, and I was kind of like a bit let down, thinking, you haven't got the Black Love Killer or any of that.
Yeah.
But then I just kept rewatching them, and like you say, the music and Carol Baker and all, you got John Sorrell, and they just clicked with me at a later time. But I mean, if you go in expecting a Black Love Killer with them, you're going to be severely disappointed. Anyway.
Out of the Carol Baker ones, I'd have to say Knife of Ice.
Knife of Ice is my favorite.
It's my favorite of those.
Yeah.
But I do like, then it would be, what is that? Quiet Place to Kill. Yeah,
that's a great one as well. Yeah.
That's how I go for me. But I like the other two, though, as well. So.
Yeah.
Well, man.
I got a comment from Lenzi that I thought was interesting on the cast for 7 Bloodstained Orchids.
Yeah, man. Go ahead.
Lenzi claims that he got along with the actresses in this film very well, and that never happened with him on other films that he's done.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Maybe it was just the lead actor, that Sabato guy, that he didn't like. But he said he got on well, but he kind of didn't like him.
He had him in some of his other stuff.
Gang War in Milan.
It was funny though. Lenzi said he was a good actor, and I don't think so. I don't think he's a good actor.
I was gonna say that. I do actually think
he's okay.
He kind of lets the film down a little bit.
Yeah, he's okay, but he's not like
he's not like a Fabio Testi or someone who can really carry a film. George Hilton, John Sorrell, I just mentioned.
Ivan Razumov.
He's kind of like wooden, would you say, in terms of his acting, or?
Yeah, he's got that one expression.
Very bland. Yeah.
It's like
very like bland, boring type of character. Even though he thought.
Could you imagine that dude running around trying to?
I was going to say, even though he thought he was a playboy in real life,
he's trying to bag all the actresses. I guess one of them lets him down, and he goes to the next one. It's like
I've seen him in a documentary. Right, there's a documentary of all the Prestonsburg films, and he features in it a lot, and he blows smoke up his own ass in it a lot, so you can see where he's got like this ego.
Mm-hmm.
But he looked completely. I know he's passed away now, I think, but he looked completely different later on in life than he did in these films. But you can see that by his character. You can kind of see where he kind of loves himself a little bit. He's wearing all the fucking Italian shirts and thinks he's looking good, and the tweed jackets and shit. But yeah.
But yeah, man, I guess we'll get into Spasmo, 1974.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I dig this one a lot, though. I really do. I remember the first time I saw it, I was like, "This motherfucker is weird," and I like.
We'll rate them all. We'll all rate them at the end, yeah. We'll rate all 3 films at the end.
Yeah.
This one's jumped for me, man. Like I said earlier, it's really jumped for me. There's 2 things I love about this film, and it's the score. I think is probably one of Morricone's best ever scores. I don't think he gets the credit for that. And I think the ending, the way, and I know we're not going to give too much away with the ending. I think the way that...
You got to think, though, Darren, that's a bold statement. Think about all the scores Morricone's done. He's done over 400.
Yeah.
Scores.
I stand by the fact. I do think it's one of his best. Honestly. I'm not saying it's his very best, but it's up there. It's in the conversation.
He did all the Sergio Leone scores.
He did all the early Argento scores too.
Yeah.
He did Bird with Crystal Plumage, which I love as well.
So he was like over 70 award-winning films. Like fucking crazy.
Yeah.
And it's probably a big part of his has to do with his score, I would say.
His scores elevate every film that he does music to, yeah. It's
Definitely.
like a different character in the film. I was going to say to Kenneth, I know he's a big fan of this one. So,
yeah, man.
Let us know your brief thoughts on it and how you come about seeing this and all that.
So I remember getting it through a Grindhouse video early last year. That Grindhouse, I don't know if they still do it, but they've been doing a buy 2, get 1 free sale, or they were at the time. So this is one of those, and kind of like 7 Bloodstained Orchids. Watched it the first time with my wife, and I remember saying to her, I think I'd like it a little bit more in Italian. I thought it was pretty good the first time around, but watching it in Italian, and then at least twice close together, I think this is a great film.
Yeah, definitely. I second that. I completely second that.
I can see this. I could see pairing this one with Mario Bava's Hatchet for the Honeymoon.
Okay.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
But it's they're both pretty ambiguous. But there is something that, I like that it don't spell it all out for you too.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's enough clues in there to kind of work it out, but
then it's still that there's some questions at the end too. Still.
There is, yeah, definitely, for sure. And I don't think on first viewing of this that anyone will kind of completely work it out anyway.
No.
Or where it's going at certain points.
Because every fucking character's weird. Don't you think? Everybody's weird in this movie.
Yeah.
That's what makes the film work, I think.
Yeah, it's great.
And you can't tell if the lead actor, I can't remember his name, but the guy who plays the Christian character, you can't tell if he's crazy or if everybody around him is trying to make him go crazy.
Exactly, yeah. Robert Hoffman, and he's another one that we've mentioned in the past is kind of very wooden, but for some reason, it works in this film. The way he plays this film, he's very emotionless as well, but it does act like it does. You kind of think he's crazy, pretty much early on, don't you? But what's so weird about this one is this, Eyeball, there's so many red herrings all the way through. You just never know, do you? You just don't know where it's going.
And it's more psychological too. This one is.
Sure. Yeah.
It's not. You're not getting So if you're going into this looking for a big body count and blood and gore and shit, this ain't the film.
Right.
This is not it. It's more. There's some weird surrealism. You're like in a fever dream, damn near.
It is. You got the whole mannequins as well, the creepy looking mannequins hanging from trees, getting stabbed violently by.
There's one switchblade in the mannequin's crotch,
it's crazy, man. Yeah. But I was gonna say, I don't know if Dirk got anything on the cinematography or anything like that. If you want to touch upon that.
So what I found out was it's googly mo.
Googly mo, yeah.
Yeah, googly mo. Corey, and that's coming from Louisiana. So sorry if I said that shit wrong. But
you're forgiven, I think.
Yeah, and but he did Manhattan Baby, New York Ripper. That's like the two most notable films that he photographed. He's done over 90 projects. So,
did you see some of the others he's done? So he's done Live Like a Cop, Die Like a Man, Crimes of the Black Cat, A Quiet Place to Kill, Orgasmo. You said New York Ripper, So Sweet, So Perverse, The Weekend Murders, Manhunt in the City, Wild Beasts. So I mean, the guy is like a legend. Some of the films, man.
Yeah, man. I mean, I dig his cinematography for sure.
Yeah, I think it's amazing in this film.
I do as well. Yeah, it's a strong point in there of the
and the camera. I can't remember. I should have wrote those guys
the
down.
way it's like lit and everything. Yeah.
I should have wrote the guys down, but Lenzi spoke about his cameramen, and there's two of them in this film in particular. But he said they could do anything that he wanted them to do, and they were so steady. And you got to think these aren't steady cams back then.
Right.
But they were so steady going up and down that there's a staircase scene, where it goes down and then it goes back up. But like it's moving, but those are heavy cameras, heavier cameras.
Yeah.
So,
I could touch upon a cast if you want, or if you got anything else to.
Go ahead, man. I didn't want to. I got a clip, but it's a really long clip, so I was going to kind of wait.
Okay. I can mention the cast if you want. So we've got Robert Hoffman. He plays Christian Bauman. We covered him recently on Door into Darkness.
Mm-hmm.
He's in an episode of that. Death Carries a Cane, Naked Girl Murdered in the Park, The Insatiables, and A Black Veil for Lisa, like are his main kind of jolly films. Susie Kendall, everyone I know her from Torso. She's in Bird with Crystal Plumage. Assault, like a UK Giallo from 71. Circus of Fear. You've got Ivan Razumov. He plays Fritz. He plays the brother. Body Count, Eaten Alive, Shock, 38 Special Squad. Your Voice is a Locked Room. A White Dress for Marielle, The Tough Ones. All the Colors of the Dark. I know there's more and more. I could go on.
Man from Deep River, Darren, because that's in my opinion, that's his best role.
Best one I've seen too.
Yeah, because he's.
Oh shit! You're making me want to see that now. Big.
Because he's the lead. He's the lead character in that movie,
It's
and he's not a bad guy.
Bam.
He's not a bad guy. It's crazy.
Yeah. But yeah, like you say, they're the main kind of cast. Franco Silva plays Luca as well, and he was in Patrick Still Lives. That's kind of fucking a really out there Italian film if you get a chance to see that.
I've seen the first one. I've seen the first one when I was real young.
The original Australian, yeah, when he's laid in the bed and kind of supernatural fucking powers and shit.
Yeah, he does this shit where he's like,
yeah.
He's like in a coma the whole time.
I mean, Patrick Still Lives is nothing like that.
Okay.
Like it's like an Italian rip-off of it.
Yeah,
but I would highly recommend it. It's got the woman who in the titty scene in Burial Ground. She's in it. Like,
okay.
So
Yeah. She's also in Giallo in Venice, right? Yeah.
She is. Yeah, she pops up in a few things. Yeah, here and there.
Let's see. Let me catch the chat right quick. We got Buzzin' Chili Z. I think they're off of Twitch, if I believe. Glad to have you here. Cheap viewers on Streambo on streamboo.com. Remove the space.
Hey, what's up, man?
At and such and such. All
yeah,
right.
good to have you on board.
We got Polar Nights. As a barber, I love this show. It is very stage of beard growth. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Awesome. Appreciate you. And see, Alfa Romero's in here. What's going on? That's a bold statement by Darren, but I'm all for it. The score is the best thing about Spasmo, in my opinion.
Yeah,
okay.
I think so. The score and the ending, I think, are the two strong points of this. But I do like all the shit in between as well.
It's a great score, for sure.
Yeah.
And see, Justin says, "Hey, Wild." Oh, okay, he's talking. Sorry. All right. Well,
That's
cool.
interesting. Just in what he says, though, he's dusting his movie shelf while listening to us, which is good.
Okay.
I kind of do that myself when I'm watching. You know, if I'm cleaning the flat and I'm listening to different streams and shit on the headphone.
Yeah, man.
Good to
I'm
have you on
constantly
board, man.
listening to all kind of stuff while I'm working. So
Yeah. In terms of this one, do you want me to start us off and then we can kind of go through different scenes if you want, but I can kind of set the film up again.
yeah.
So this opens up with a young couple, right? And they go into this beach late at night. And they're kind of having, you know, they're going up there to have sex. And they meet this mysterious man. He's packed up in his car. After asking for a light, they go up to some like nearby ruins. They stumble upon this woman hanging in a tree, or is it? They go to investigate, and it's this creepiest looking fucking mannequin doll. That actually, for the time, it looks really similar, doesn't it? Like almost human-like.
Kind of looks like it reminds me of what the hell is that? Solange. It looks kind of like our daughters. What have they done to your daughters? You know, the mannequin. Like, it kind of looks like that in a way. Like,
it's kind of, to me, it looks like a sex doll you would fucking buy from Temu or something.
Yeah, because it's real pushy, like it's squeezy.
Yeah,
what the fuck, man?
Yeah.
What's going on here? It's a mannequin, but it's one that has got a little give to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because it's squishy, yeah?
Yeah.
So, you know, they find this out. They find out that it's literally a mannequin. This mysterious man leaves. And then you've got that fucking music by Morricone kicks in. But you've got mannequins hanging in the fucking trees, like everywhere.
Hanging out in the bushes with a switchblade in their pussy and all kind of shit.
Do you think, because George Romero is supposed to have done shots of mannequins for this film, and apparently they're lost, but do you think some of his shots are actually maybe in there? Because I know we spoke to Alpha about
That's
this.
hard to call. Like,
it is. No one knows, do they? For sure.
I know that the U.S. release had added sequences from Romero.
Yeah.
Romero and what's his name? Damn.
Romero would know it.
Romero would know his name
because I think he spoke to the guy as
well.
But
it was to amp up the gore for the American audience, and but anyway, nobody knows anything about it. So
it's completely lost as far as we know.
Right.
But you know, you get Christian comes into the film early on, played by Robert Hoffman, as we mentioned, and he's with his girlfriend. They drive out to the beach.
Tony Bubba.
Tony Bubba, that's the one. That's the man. Yeah. But the thing is interesting about the beach is where they used to go when they were children, and they saw this dead dog strangled apparently on the beach. They look over and they see this woman, like, they think she's literally dead because they just had the conversation about the dead dog.
Yeah, she's like, look, it's a dead woman.
Yeah, kind of a bit of a jump to come to that conclusion straight away. But that's Susie Kendall, Barbara. And then she kind of, like, you know, they get talking. I think there's a physical attraction on his part with Barbara.
What do you think about Susie Kendall, though?
No, I don't. Personally, she does nothing for me, man.
Really?
Yeah. Okay. I actually think Torso is the best film. And I know the dub in this is really bad. I don't know if that put you guys off as well, because I know you've seen it in Italian too.
It's probably
your English dub is awful.
The other characters.
Yeah. And I think this is a different role, isn't it, to what she usually does? No, usually she's like the girl in peril.
Yeah. Torso, that's a great scene with her.
Yeah, that's her forte. I think that's her best film by a mile.
Yeah, because she is convincing in Torso for sure.
Just her dub put me off in this film. I think she's good at what she does. She's a great actress and all that.
I think she's fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just curious what you thought. Like, if you thought she was hot or what.
I don't think she's hot, though. That's the thing. Okay. She does nothing for me. A lot of people do. I know that. A lot of people. No, it just doesn't work for me, man.
So Alpha says he asked him about it, and he remembers very little about it.
I know that was odd. That what you would remember that surely. if you were involved.
That's a while back.
It is a lot. I don't know how old. Obviously,
they think about all the projects he's probably done since then. I don't know.
I something I thought you would remember, but yeah, you just don't know health wise. He maybe it's getting on a little bit.
Right.
But yeah, so you've got the initial physical kind of attraction, and she leaves a flask, doesn't she, on the beach, and it's Tuscana, like the name of the boat on this flask.
Yeah.
And he kind of tracks the boat down, and they go to like this little party on the boat. And then he just completely discards his girlfriend to go and pursue her. Like,
was that his girlfriend?
Yeah. The early girl was his girlfriend.
I thought that was his sister.
Oh, was it his sister? I thought it was it. No, I'm pretty sure it was his girlfriend.
Okay.
Yeah, because she said she was pregnant.
Okay.
When she's on the boat, she says, "Oh, I've got good news. I'm not pregnant."
That's
and then
right.
the guy goes to get her like an aspirin.
Well, I was thrown off. Like, why was he all like on? Yeah, he just.
And what's weird about that, as you mentioned, Susie Kendall, I actually find his girlfriend more attractive than Susie Kendall.
Oh.
So I'm thinking, why would you leave her? But that's just me.
Because Susie Kendall's blonde, and blondes have more fun. Yeah.
I like blondes, but I like brunettes as well. So I don't want to go off on a tangent. But what do you think about? So this one character, Tatum, turns up, and once you see this, you can't unsee it. Did you think he looks like Dario Argento?
Yes.
I just couldn't get that out of my fucking head, man.
I've seen him in several things, though, in the Police.
He's popped up in a lot. Yeah. He plays the villainous type, doesn't he? He's got the face for it.
Right.
But man, I just kept thinking that's fucking Dario.
He definitely
Argento
got the haircut.
Yeah, with a running around.
He definitely got the cut.
Yeah, absolutely. And he's kind of stalking the boat, isn't he? He's kind of stalking. I'm
not convinced by that guy though. Like,
okay.
To me, I mean, like to me, it just seems like. He does look like a scoundrel of some kind, but I don't think he's like muscle. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
No. And he's got that thing where he's got these 3 barbarians in his hand, and he's got this kind of funny quirk where he's like rolling them around in his fingers.
Yeah.
But he's kind of like, he ends up stalking them, or he's watching like Barbara and he's watching Christian. He breaks into their place, and then Christian has this kind of like fucking fight with him, and all kind of shit goes off. He's got a gun. This guy's got a gun. Christian manages to get the upper hand and ends up shooting him, thinks he's killed him. And that's kind of the setup to the film. He goes into the next room, tells Barbara about what's just happened, where she's not heard, where she's got music on, and then the fucking body just disappears. And that's kind of the real setup, isn't it?
Yeah.
I actually think, like, all the way, to me, I've heard people say this film's kind of slow in places, but I didn't get that at all.
Me either.
It's kind of steady and all the way through. There's something going on.
There's enough going on that kept me interested.
Because once that guy's body disappears, I'm all in for the rest of the film.
I mean, some of the I'm about to play a clip of some of the dialogue too that cracks me up.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's in the Italian, but I love it, and I kind of like don't want it to go away. I'd love that to be in the Italian as well, but I'm gonna play the clip here in just a second. But Justin Marino says Susie could have got the business back in her prime.
Right. Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna go ahead and play that clip, man. So I got to do this clip a little different because I kind of screwed up, and this is a long ass clip, so I couldn't. It wouldn't let me add it to StreamYard like I wanted. So, but here we go.
But it's a doll. Christian, there's a dead woman down there.
I must have fainted. I don't remember.
That moon doesn't bother you?
There's no moon in my motel room.
I was right. You're a sweet, sweet whore.
the door, will you? Do you mind?
You wouldn't, would you? I don't want to kill you. But I want to know why you want to kill me.
What's happening?
Look.
He can't possibly have seen us arrive. The car's parked on the other side.
He's spying on us.
This is ridiculous. I think it was just sheer coincidence.
Lorinda, I want to know who you really are.
We got him behind us all the way.
All right. Yeah. We got
That's what the film does well, I think, with is the shadows. You know, and a lot of the scenes early on and you know, are all done like where it's like a dark, gloomy atmosphere. I think it comes into its own. You've got those other characters that come into play as well. The
that
old
staircase
guy.
scene is
It is one of the highlights, definitely.
I mean, and all it's just so weird. Like I was trying to like convey how the weirdness of the movie, like, but I dig it a lot, man. It's
Hey Dirk, what's the line of dialogue you think is hilarious? You hope is in Italian.
Where she's like, "There's no moon in my motel room," and then he's like, "Oh, so you are a sweet, sweet whore."
The sweet, sweet whore part is I don't remember about the moon.
Okay.
Yeah, that is in Italian.
I was like, that's got to be the greatest pickup line ever.
And it works for him as well, which is crazy.
It does. Like,
but she got this weird thing where he's got to cut off his beard as well. I'm thinking, nah, no pussy's worth shaving your fucking beard, man.
Yeah, you gotta cut that beard off.
Right, yeah.
But that was just you know, I don't know. I can't say nothing. Never mind.
But in terms of the plot and that, so you don't know if he's going crazy. There is that one scene where you've got so they completely break into like her friend's house, she's like this Brazilian painter and she's away.
Yeah.
But you know the old guy and Clorinda, the woman, are they squatters or are they generally?
No, they rent the place.
Right, because I couldn't work out.
That's what they said, right? They're like
yeah. I read they were lying and they were squatters, so I don't know because they do come into the plot towards the end, which I think is a very cool twist, by the way.
Yeah.
When we realize who they really are.
Yeah.
But no, like I say, if you've got any favorite scenes that you want to mention, certainly can if you've got any kind of scenes towards the middle or end of the film.
I got a few, but I don't know if I can throw them out there. I put spoiler alert by quite a few of these.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, if Dirk got the spoiler.
You want me to throw the spoiler warning up?
Yeah.
I can do that. So here we go.
Mother, this cloth smells of death.
I think we can spoil this one. I think it'd be fun actually to talk about the way this pans
You
out.
can spoil it, and I think it's fine because there's still questions, even though. So,
but I love the scene where Tatum, the hitman guy, looks like Argento, where he's trying to get Kristen to drive off a cliff but fails miserably.
Oh man, that scene is so good. Yeah, it's so good.
And then towards the very end, I said I love everything about the scene where Christian's about to make love with Barbara. Said that beautiful music gives us a false sense of security, but with us knowing what's going on with Christian, it puts us on the edge of our seat.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
It seems like a couple times they're trying to get it on, right? Or they're about to get it on, and then something happens.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's like, and I think she was like ready to go. Yeah.
But there's a scene I want to mention to you two and get your perspective on it. So the scene with Clorinda in the bedroom where she goes up to his room to seduce him late at night. Do you think, because I'm going to be like, I'm not going to say the word because we're not on our own channel, we're on DEADPIT's channel, but there's something implied. Do you think that was in his head, or do you think that actually happened?
It's hard to say.
I'll say it the R word. We won't say.
It's hard to say though, because of
it's ambiguous, isn't it? You don't know.
Yeah. It could go either way.
Right. I'm tending to think it was all in his head, knowing what we do later on.
Yeah, but there's also what I was reading is like the original story was so convoluted. That Lenzi wrote that like nothing made sense at all. Like, so it had to be fleshed out a little better.
Well, this kind of don't make sense in a way, or it's kind of convoluted.
But I can understand. Look how many damn writers was on this shit. So you got Felix Tussle, Pino Baller, Massimo Francioso, Luisa Montagnana, and Umberto Lenzi. So that's a lot of cooks in the kitchen, you know.
And you can kind of tell, I think. That, you know, if I did have to give a slight criticism, is it does get a little bit too much at times where you're trying to follow different characters and work out. Yeah. You've got to watch this at least twice, haven't you? Maybe
you definitely got to watch it twice. Yeah.
Yeah, to get all the information in touch.
But I think it's done well. Like, I really do still. Even with all those writers and everything, I think that it's still, there is a narrative structure to the damn thing.
I don't know how accurate it is because Lenzi's so full of himself, but I heard him say that he did think that the original story script was awful, and according to him, the psychological aspect of the film was all done by him reworking the script.
Right. Yeah. Now he says that a lot, and I think he did it a lot though too.
Yeah.
So like, you know, like, this is my shit.
Yeah.
I don't care.
He said something along the lines of everything was awful in this film apart from me. And my shot, the way I shot it, is the kind of the only good thing about it.
My decision making.
I'll take with a pinch of salt with Lenzi, but
but then you hear later on what he said. What was it? He says like once it's starting to get more appreciated, he's like, oh, it's underrated masterpiece, shit like that, you know.
Yeah, because once the American audience, because this came out 2 years later in America,
right?
Once he knew like George Romero fans were behind this film, he changed his tune and he said he liked it and it's really good. Going back to that one scene that Kenneth said was kind of funny, is that Tatum character when he locks himself in the fucking boot of the car, just the fucking man, that's just off the wall. Just that scene alone, isn't it?
I mean, I got a theory since we hit the spoiler button. I mean.
Yeah, okay.
I don't think that guy even exists.
Ooh.
Damn.
Okay. That's fucking far out, man.
Right. I don't think he exists. I think that's all in what's his name's head.
Can you explain it like, or?
Huh?
Can you explain why you think that?
Okay, like in the bathroom, right, where the body's missing, right?
Yeah.
I think he keeps seeing this guy, and then like, who the fuck's gonna lock himself in the trunk of a car?
Man, that guy's really good at playing dead.
I was gonna say, knowing like the whole thing, which like you say, we're spoiling it. The whole hereditary thing as well. That kind of, that kind of could be a thing.
Because I mean, who's to say that he grabbed her on the shoulder, too? That could be in the old boy's head too. You know?
Yeah.
But I think he's real because when
you think he's real?
Yeah, when Ivan Razumov, I can't remember his character's name.
Fritz.
Is it Fritz?
Yeah.
He goes to identify the body, and well, he says, "Yeah, it's my brother." But then he sees those ball bearings that guy kept playing with in his hands, and he knew right away. He's like, "Oh, my hitman or whatever that I hired to get rid of my brother. That's who actually died."
Okay.
Right. The whole kind of twist as well with the so his brother is literally Christian's got this kind of, and this is weird as well. Like, you kind of turn into a homicidal maniac at a certain fucking time in your life for some reason.
Well, it goes back to
a certain date.
It definitely goes back to the child trauma. So, but it don't say why. There's theories like.
Well, it's his father. Did he kill his father? Do you think? I know it's not.
I don't know if he did or if his mother did.
Right.
There's also an angle
his
where
father had a fall, didn't he? He died.
There's also an angle where, like, there's a question: was his mother sexually abusing him?
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
I don't know. That's some weird shit.
I thought they did that whole when they got the two kid actors they got. I thought was superb. Like, they do actually look like the characters, Fritz and Christian.
Right. Or are they? Or was the mother fucking crazy? And then it trickled down to them. You know?
That's why you're saying about it being ambiguous, because we don't know what happened really.
You don't know.
Father.
They don't say. It never
I'm
says.
thinking maybe Christian could be involved with the father's killing, but you just don't know.
Go back to what Darren was saying, wondering if he killed Clorinda. Was that her name?
Yeah.
I think he did because after the scene toward the very end with Barbara, Susie Kendall's character, he's having like flashbacks of all these people he's killed, but we've been seeing them as mannequins the whole time, and you see him dumping her body into that well with just sticking out.
Possible. That's definitely possible. Yeah.
Just that flashback, we do actually see where he's killed 3 or 4 of the women.
Yeah.
And it does kind of that you can't really, you don't think that's in his head.
But then you think but do you think there's real mannequins involved, or do you think that they're fucking with us? Like when people see these, like at the beginning, that's a real mannequin because the people.
I think the mannequins are real because I think that's a form of the way his brother Fritz can get his frustration out without actually killing someone.
But who's to say that that's gonna, suffice him?
Well, it will to a certain point, but I think that's where the film ends.
It's working temporarily, but we don't know if he's going to snap eventually or not.
Yeah, especially
part of why the ending works and hits so hard for me. It's both sad and creepy.
yeah. When it says it's hereditary,
right?
And I keep saying it. It's hereditary. It's hereditary. And I think this is probably one of the first films to have that plot. Really, that I can remember. It's unique in that regard.
You could put this in that category with Short Night of Glass Dolls. This type of giallo. Short Night of Glass Dolls or House with the Laughing Windows, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I haven't seen either of those yet, but I've got Short Night of Glass Dolls coming, I think, next week from Celluloid Dream.
Awesome. And then like Footprints too. Footprints on the Moon be in there too.
What would you call it? Like an ambiguous jolly, wouldn't you? Yeah. But the whole, like you say, the whole ending with the mannequins, and we presume Fritz is just going to go on and start, killing people for real. I think that's done so well.
What do you think was the reason he did what he did, though? Do you think that he did it to try to actually help his brother? or
I think a little of both. I think at first he wants to do best for his brother.
or do you think he's just doing it for greed? Like,
I think a little bit of both. I think the greed
I think
kind
a
of
little bit
wins
both.
over. Yeah, where like the greed does win over in the end, because I think when he thinks he thinks Christian's dead at one point, not when he sees the body, like Kenneth said, but
yeah,
I'm thinking he's thinking like, okay,
he's relieved.
He's thinking he's going to turn into a homicidal maniac.
Yeah, he's relieved.
So,
He don't have to deal with that burden anymore. Kind of deal.
right.
Right.
Yeah. And there's a great scene as well where Christian's he goes to the plant, doesn't he, and he watches all these characters that he's been involved with, and he sees them, the whole plot against him, and he realizes what's going on. I think that's done really well. So I can't think of anything really negative to say about this film. I think it's just gone up for me.
No, I wouldn't. I don't have anything negative to say about it for sure.
Yeah.
It's a rewatch. I mean, it's one you can rewatch over and over and over and over because it's got a lot to offer. It really does, man. Like each watch, you're going to see something different.
I can see that. Yeah. And there's that one creepy shot in the woods as well towards the end of the film where like the killer's just stabbing this fucking mannequin, and
I think that the camera work is phenomenal, though. I really do, man.
Yeah,
the way I mean, I know a lot of people don't like the heavy zoom in and zoom outs, but I think they're done like it blurs, zooms in and shit, like and something fades in the back, and I think it's masterclass for sure, man.
I agree. Yeah, the way it's shot and edited, makes it such a trippy film.
It is. Like, and speaking on editors, I need to bring him up. So that's Eugenio Alabiso. Of all odd things, he edited for a few dollars more.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. He edited for the Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. The Fifth Chord, Strange Vice of Mrs. Ward, and Almost Human, and Torso.
Oh, shit.
Like,
damn.
Man,
he edited more than that, but that's the ones I wrote down. So
you look at the pedigree of the people behind this film as well, like you say, that Giuliano Mangori, like just incredible. Yeah. Well, I can't say it to be honest, but no, incredible. Everyone kind of involved in this film are like of the highest order. But it'll be interesting when we do our ratings at the end, because I think we are literally going to come out with some different film, each one of us, I think. But have you got anything else, Ken, if you want to say about Spasmo? And
So there's one more scene I'll mention, but it's a
go for it.
Spoiler.
No, that's fine.
In my opinion, there's something poetic, if not profound, about Christian dying on the beach in the same spot where he first encounters Barbara, thinking that she was dead when he first met her.
That's definitely what they were going for as well. Yeah, because he kind of in his last throes of death, he kind of goes towards the beach, doesn't he? And it is iconic that that's the scene where they met. I think that's definitely what Lenzi was going for at the end. And you kind of feel sorry for that character as well, all the kind of mental illness going on. And
nobody has a happy ending in this movie.
No.
Right.
They literally don't. No. Even the last man standing is fucking doomed, really.
He's got all the money in the world, but he's fucked.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it's great.
I highly recommend people who've not seen this to give it a go. A lot of the Romero fans I know will have seen it. Hopefully they like it, but no, it's gone up. It's elevated for me.
Wild Wrangler says Lenzi talking in the third person. Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's great.
But the title of this, when it was filmed, was Dark Shadow of the Moon, on the Moon, I should say. And that was like the original title going to be.
Dark Shadow on the Moon?
Yeah. He shot around Tuscany, and it was Halloween in 1973 that shooting began, which kind of gives it even more spooky kind of atmosphere, doesn't it, really? But I've got here now. Spasmo has a ridiculously complicated plot, which made no sense at all. This is not my view, mind. The story was a dead loss from the start. This is what fucking Umberto Lenzi said. I shouldn't have even agreed to direct it. I only accepted it for financial reasons, even though I knew the mystery genre wasn't popular anymore. It's a total useless film. That's what Lenzi said, which he completely retracted.
He changed over time, which is fair. I mean, people do change their opinions, you know.
But one interesting note: according to Lenzi, Fulci was set to direct Spasmo, but refused to do it because he'd been called to do another project.
That's right. Yeah, I've read that as well. Which, that would have been.
What would that have been around this time? That'd have been. Would that have been Don't Torture a Duckling, right?
No, Don't Torture is 72. I can't remember.
This is after Don't Torture, so I don't know.
Maybe it was one of his westerns or something. Maybe it was one of his Sauce and Sandal, or I'm not sure. But that would have been interesting to see Lenzi, but to see Fulci try and do this. But
hold on a minute, y'all. I'll be right back.
That's okay. Right. Well, I'm glad that it worked out that Lenzi did do this.
Me too.
And I'm glad we chose to do this as well, because I really wanted to give this another fresh go. And then it's refreshing when you do actually realize that you do like this film a lot more. But would you say this is your favorite out of the three? You can give that away now if you want.
Definitely.
Yeah, I was going to say I do think this is going to be, because I just, by the way we talked online and on Facebook and that. Mine, I'm going to say it. I'm going to put it out there, is Eyeball.
Okay, I had a feeling, but I wasn't sure.
I'm suspecting Dirk's is going to be 7 Bloodstained Orchids, which is kind of be interesting. But no, man. We'll have to get you back again when we do like a Lamberto Bava, or even if we do another Lenzi or whatever, whatever you fancy.
I appreciate it, man. I appreciate y'all having me on. I'm having a blast.
Yeah, man. Oh, honestly, you're welcome anytime. I say that to all the guests we've had on. We've been quite lucky that they've all been really good. But I know Lamberto Bava is your one in it. Would you say, is he your best, top?
No, Argento.
Okay.
But Bava's pretty high just for replay value with his films. There's something I don't think Lamberto Bava has made a lot of great films, but I can just go back and rewatch them often.
There's something about them,
They're just so entertaining.
Yeah. There's something about them that drags you back in there. I can't wait till you actually get to watch Sergio Martino films. I think that's going to be a game changer for you. I do think, because especially Argento, them being your favorite.
Yeah.
Martino is probably the closest you will get to Argento. Strange. What would I start with? Strange Vice and Mrs. Ward. Maybe I'd start with. But
I'd start with Your Vice is the Locked Room and Only I Have the Key.
Okay.
That's the one I'd start with, because that's the one. That's the first Giallo I saw.
Oh wow!
And it's still my favorite Giallo.
That's a high fucking bar, though, isn't it? When that's your first ever Giallo.
Yeah.
But if you want something, if you want something different and you want all the colors are dark, it's got a black magic type feature to it. It is a Giallo.
It's kind of like a cult type of Giallo.
Okay.
Yeah. Obviously, Torso. If you're into the slasher films, that's just literally one of the craziest fucking slasher films you'll ever see. If you want something a bit more risky, then Suspicious Death of a Minor. It's kind of got very. I won't say too much because it gives too much away, but
that one put me off the first time, but I warmed up to it the second time.
When we watched it, didn't we? Because we were both kind of iffy at first, and then we rewatched it to do.
And that Severance Cell, I might have to throw in a Martino film or two in there.
Yeah, I definitely get Strange Vice of Mrs. Ward, because they got that. They got a good release of that. So.
You'll have to definitely let us know what you think about those films. I mean, they're all bangers, so there's no way that you won't like them, knowing that I know your taste now, as well.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. But yeah, man. Anything
yeah,
else you want to add?
Here's my original fucking DVD I've had for like years. Look at
Let
the
me
cover
see
on
here.
that.
Oh
See
yeah,
if I can get it closer. I kind of like it in a way. Yeah,
I
it
dig
is
it. I
odd.
dig it. That's an odd cover though. Don't
Yeah,
you
I've
think?
never seen that one.
Yeah. It's literally got like a mannequin and a girl.
Who's
like
that chick?
She's not in the film.
Right.
She's holding a gun.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
I think it's just like a publicity shot they must have done.
Right.
And
What
then you've got
company released through, Darren?
Okay. Yeah. Let me see that one there.
It must have been. Well,
I was gonna get it, man, but it's pretty high, I believe. It's out of print.
Let me have a look if there's another cover.
If I remember right.
Let me just quickly.
I dig that image the most that I've seen out of all the images.
There's the other one, which I'm not that fussed on. To be honest.
That's my favorite cover for it.
It's pretty wild.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty wild though.
Yeah.
I like the one with the hand coming out of the head though. That's just, I don't know.
Yeah, I got the scorpion.
Kind of blood and black lace type vibe, isn't it? Oh, which one's that?
See, Scorpion releasing.
Oh shit! Nice, man.
Cool.
I'd imagine.
I don't have a physical on that one. Yeah.
You've got to get this one though, Dirk. Now, ain't you? Yeah.
Well, I'll probably wait. The 4K is bound to come out eventually.
As I say, can you imagine this film on 4K?
It needs it.
It needs it.
It will fuck it. I think it'll pop on 4K.
Oh, I think so too.
Definitely. The cinematography and everything.
It's like it's got this blue tone to it too. Like everything's like the moonlight, kind of dark shadows, and I love that shit, man.
Yeah, fucking big time.
But yeah, so I guess y'all want to get into Eyeball.
Yeah, I mean,
or Red Cats in a Glass Maze.
It's got so many different titles. This film,
right? What's some other ones, Darren? I knew the Red Cats in a Glass Maze. I got that one.
Got them written down somewhere. I just can't place them at the moment.
Okay.
I think they're somewhere. I'll have to try and read my notes a bit more.
There's some wild titles anyway. If anybody's listening, checking this out, check out all the titles to Eyeball. I think
is it Red Cat in a Glass Maze or something? It's like crazy, man.
Yeah, Red Cats in a Glass Maze. I know there's more. I just can't think of what they are.
I can't find my sheet. Hang on a sec. I'm sure I had some more.
It's pretty much the same thing, but on the release I've got through 88 Films, their recent re-release of it, you turn the captions on for the title screen. It calls it Red Cats in a Glass Labyrinth. So it's
okay.
That's
thing.
right. I've heard that one too.
Right.
Okay, so here's the titles I got. So, Red Cats in a Labyrinth of Glass, Wide-Eyed in the Dark, The Secret Killer. I think people know that from the trailer. The Devil's Eye, and The Eye in the Darkness. The ones I got. It's a crazy.
I still like Eyeball the most, I think.
Yeah, Eyeball is
you
see is what you get in it. It's just fucking I gotta show this off, man. I got this recently.
Okay.
And this is the limited edition 88 films. So you've got the book.
This is the one I got. Yeah.
Yeah, you've got the other one. The other one. I've got that as well. There.
Yeah, just the Blu-ray.
But
88.
what I gotta show with this one is you get like a poster.
Yeah.
Which I'm not fussed on that really, but if you turn it back over,
that's the original.
Like that one. I fucking love that poster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know why. Do you guys?
Hey,
oh yeah, go on. I'll show you. Do you guys ever put these posters up, or do you just keep them with your?
Nah, I got enough stuff on the walls. That's why.
Right.
I just keep them in the release.
I've never been brave enough to like.
I just recently have been getting a few posters framed. The House of Witchcraft. So I got a few more I might get framed, but we'll just have to wait and see.
I've got 2 or 3 boxes like behind me and one over there. I'm gonna do a poster update at some point. I want to put Alice, Sweet Alice up because I got the original fucking one sheet the original quad poster. Yeah. This one is my favorite. I was saying when Dirk went to the toilet earlier to Kenneth. This is by far, well, not by far, but this is my favorite. Yes, my favorite. I think it's so like off the wall, man. So crazy.
This is
so stupid as well at times, but I love it.
Yeah, it's Lenzi's last giallo, I guess you call it that. I think it's a hybrid though. It's like a giallo slasher.
I do, yeah, I think so as well. Yeah,
but you could see certain things in here, right? Like Toby. I wonder if Toby Hooper saw this film for Funhouse. You know?
Yeah, the opening. Yeah. When you got the opening, you do actually is inside the funhouse, isn't it? And then we get the scene a little bit later on where the girl gets killed. No, I love all that shit, man. I love all that shit, the way it's done. But again, have you got anything you want to say, Dirk, on the cinematographer or music or anything like that?
I can go ahead and start it off with a clip.
Yeah, sounds good to me, man.
Y'all good with that?
Yeah.
Okay. I got a couple clips for this one. So here we go.
Your water, miss. You asked for water.
Attention, please. Passengers are kindly requested to fasten. A few minutes. We'll be landing at the airport in Barcelona. Thank you.
Gorgeous Barcelona. How do you like your martini?
Hooray for martinis!
No.
Is this your...
For you, señorita.
For me?
Here we are. Compliments of the house.
And mine?
It's yours. And your Hamilton.
Take these two.
Yeah, let's.
What the?
Come on. I'd like to hear this. All right, tell me. When Peggy died in that chamber of horrors, just where were you, bitch?
Don't, Naiba. Come here. I'm sorry, honey bun. Forgive me.
I think it was delayed a little bit for some reason.
Oh man, you should have seen my face when I was watching that. I was just smiling from fucking ear to ear. I love this film, man. It's just so.
I couldn't help but laugh at the bus driver guy playing the prince, and he shoots that little wink at the girl.
Yeah, it's like
that was creepy, wasn't he? He kind of got like he likes all these young girls, doesn't he? And he keeps winking at them and like. But when he brings that toy mace out as well early on.
I never noticed that part though, so I put it in at the very beginning where she's like, "Your water," and she's just like fucking blanked out, staring like, "What the fuck's going on there, man?" Like, I don't know.
It's there's a scene in it as well where like the fucking sound drops out and you can see the person's voice go like mouth going and the sound doesn't come out and there's editing issues but it all adds up to like such a great fucking fun kind of.
I heard there was a rumor because this is an international film, like all these different cultures of people, like Spain and Italy and
right, yeah.
But so I heard there was a rumor like they were saying rhubarb. They're just standing around saying rhubarb.
Like making the words, yeah. I've heard they've done that a lot in some of these Italian.
Then they just put the sound in post, you know. I was like, what the hell?
But yeah, there's nothing too fucking deep with this one, I don't think. But
no,
it's such a fun film, man.
That's when you asked me about the cinematographer. I couldn't find shit, dude, on him.
I've got that he did do 3 films, but he was Spanish, I believe. Antonio Milan. The one
was it Puerto Rican film too, wasn't there?
I haven't got every single one. I've got. He did the Sinister Eyes of Dr. Orloff. Was that like a Jess Franco?
I couldn't find him. Like, man, it was hard to find any information on that dude. It was Antone Million, right?
Yeah, Antonio Million. Yeah.
Yeah, I was tried, man.
I think he's just Spanish. Bruno Nicolai. The score is just
understudy of Morricone.
He is, yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
And the score is like repetitive, but I love it.
Dun,
never
dun, dun.
never gets old for me all the way through. I just
Dun, dun, dun.
That's actually my gripe with the film. Like, I've noticed rewatching Lenzi films the last few weeks, more than just these 3. A lot of Lenzi films, the score is repetitive, but oh my gosh, it's almost grating. How often you hear the theme song in this movie? It seems like it's on a timer. Like every few minutes you're hearing that thing.
It literally is, yeah.
Oh my gosh!
I would not buy this score.
I wouldn't
tell you that now. Yeah.
Oh man, I'm in the minority down here because I could listen to this fucking score all day long, man. It would never get boring for me.
I would smash my head in the fucking.
The way I can like describe it is like the one in Slaughter High, where it's repetitive as well, and I don't mind that either. I know a lot of people hate. I know DEADPIT. I know the Aaron, like Uncle Bill, hates that fucking theme to Slaughter High, but that's the kind of the same vibe I get, you know.
Right. We got Steve Vincent Furnace says I imported the '88 film's 4K of Eyeball, and it's the definitive version of the film. Definitely worth the dollars. Okay.
That new version I got is the one he's on about.
Yeah.
It's never going to get any better.
So is the transfer different than the Blu-ray? This whole Blu-ray?
Yeah. That is definitely an upgrade.
Why do they do that? I wonder.
I have no idea, but it's definitely the best this is ever going to look.
Does it have the blue as well?
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
So that's a whole new transfer on that Blu-ray too.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
And I generally was kind of shocked by how much difference it was in it. I mean, if you're a fan of this film, like it's a no-brainer. I'd say get the upgrade.
Yeah, I mean, I'll keep this one. I'm good.
I mean, it's like next time I like send something over to you, you can have the fucking slipcover if you want. It's
Hell
fine.
yeah, man!
I've got the new one.
Yeah, because I ain't got the slip.
Yeah, just remind me and I'll send that over.
I dig that artwork though.
What have you got in that, Dirk?
It's my favorite artwork.
Have you got any postcards in there or anything?
Ain't nothing in here, man. It's got the old school artwork on the reverse, and
oh shit! I got postcards and a book.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, man.
I mean, you're willing to have this one, man, if you want, because I've got the other one.
Hell yeah, I appreciate it.
This was limited, I think, with the slipcover.
Yeah.
At the time, the Blu-ray. But no, just let me know, man. When next time we do some kind of trade or something.
Definitely.
But Kenneth, go on. You take it away. How you feel about this one?
I think it's a pretty good, pretty damn good one. It's a lot of fun. Just not great to me. I do have a little cool note on the composer, though. Score was composed by Bruno Nicolai, but he went on to do some work with Quentin Tarantino. Mm-hmm. He did work on Kill Bill Volume 2 and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I think that's pretty cool, especially knowing Tarantino was a fan of Lenzi, Nightmare City in particular.
Yeah. I've heard him mention this as well before, Tarantino.
Yeah. And he was
The best thing about this film, though, is the fashion costume design. They're great.
One thing about it, this film didn't have a lot of money to it, and they're in Spain, so it looks great. Like all the location shots and everything.
Yeah.
I think all that shit looks great. Like for not having much of a budget.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Lenzi was moaning about because where they didn't have a budget, right? Lenzi was saying they had no transport to go to these different places, locations.
Yeah,
they literally all had to pay for themselves.
they said they did. He said they didn't have a car.
Yeah, they had to pay for a taxi themselves, and that gives you an idea of how cheap this film is.
Yeah, but to make the film though with no budget like that. That speaks volumes. Basically, they just had the skilled tradesmen.
Yeah.
With no money, right?
And I mean, quite a few scenes are shot in the rain as well. It looks really good. In terms of like the cast, I want to mention a few because one of my favorite female actresses is Martine Brocard.
Oh, I think she's the standout. Like even Lindsay said that she was like the one that was the best out of the whole cast.
Yeah, so she plays Paulette Stone, and what's interesting about her is she was pregnant in real life a little time before this film.
Okay.
But when she knew she was doing this film, she kind of slimmed down a lot, and you can kind of see it because she does a topless scene in a shower.
Yeah.
But you can kind of see she looks really thin.
Yeah,
and I heard a lot of people say that works for the character as well, which I think it does. Kind of, she's fragile. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
And she wears these big glasses like throughout the film as well. Everyone is a suspect, which I love.
But I'm gonna tell you, Darren. I gotta tell you, I figured this one out. I think it's pretty.
Oh God, I'd be disappointed if you didn't.
Yeah, this one in here is easy to figure out. I mean, they really ramp up the red herrings, but there's just something that just points at one particular character.
Oh, you know early on, like you just this one character wearing the glasses, you can tell straight away. So you got John Richardson, he plays Mark Burton. He was in Murder Obsession, The Church,
Torso.
Torso, 9 Guests for a Crime. Black Sunday was the big one for him.
I was going to say Black Sunday's the one.
Yeah, you got Ines Pellegrini. She plays Nyamba Campbell. She's the black lesbian girl. She was in Salo, 120 Days of Sodom.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah,
fucking crazy.
George Regalde, he plays the priest. He's like another shady looking character all the way through. I fucking love that guy, man.
He's all over the place.
I love that guy. Like just the way, because everyone was told, right, to play it as if you're the killer. So that's the way they were told their characters to be. Just play it as shady as you fucking possibly can make it.
Yeah.
And it comes across that way as well.
But do you think that this is like a parody film
It's hard not to think that it's like, it's hard not to think that it is. He must have been doing this kind of tongue in cheek. Do you think?
I mean, I've heard that it was played straight. That it's
no
unintentional.
Way, man.
I've heard it's unintentional, like comedy, but I don't know, man.
No, there's no friggin' way that's like.
Oh no,
no way.
A lot of that shit, man. It's hard to believe that's like, you know what I mean?
I tell you what I like about the killer as well. Is all dressed in red.
Yeah,
the red gloves, and it gives it definitely a different kind of feel, doesn't it, to a normal giallo?
But damn, like one scene where you see the killer, where you see the face all wrapped up and shit. Like,
yeah.
Like wrapped up in red saran wrap and shit. Like what the fuck? Oh man,
it's crazy. Some of the scenes in this as well, where you've got like the fun house, the like
you can't help but laugh when this.
Oh yeah,
when this film comes up. If anybody starts talking about it, or it's just oh man.
So obviously the calling card for this killer is like you'll stab someone's eye, or they will stab someone's eye out.
Yeah.
And there's nothing really to the gore in this. There's no real kind of,
What do you think about the motive?
It's completely off the fucking wall, the motive in this film.
It's insane.
Like, and how would the killer have like just kept it kind of like off the radar as well? Like, because they're not really. I think there's one scene where the killer's kind of implicated by another member of the cast.
Couple times.
There's what I'm trying to think the other one. There's definitely one where she's washing off her shoes at one point.
Yeah, but then there's a girl says something. A younger girl says something to her. Right.
Okay. Yeah.
And
yeah.
then the is that woman Hispanic? I'm not sure.
I'm trying to place the one you're on about.
The with the lesbian couple.
Oh yeah, the photographer.
Not her, but the other woman.
The other woman, the younger one, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Them two implicate her.
Okay.
Yeah.
I should have fucking wrote that down.
I don't have her name down. I think you said she was black, but I think she might be Hispanic or Colombian or something.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I'm not 100% on that though.
So the dialogue in this is really bad. So we got
or good, depending on how you look at it.
Yeah, or funny.
Yeah.
The
That's
way
good. Yeah, I'm fine with the dub on this one.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just entertaining.
Yeah.
You've got to think about, right, so there's this grandfather and he's on the bus with his granddaughter and she goes missing at one point. And then this is what he says. He goes, "I'll boot her rump if I catch her spooning with a boy." Like, just completely out of nowhere, like he says this. But just literally there's no plot, but I'll just like literally say, you've got this bus of tourists that are all from America. They're all going through seeing the sights in Barcelona. They go into stitches. And then this killer kind of strikes the whole party. One by one, they're dying. And for some reason, the fucking police decide to just let them carry on as if nothing's fucking happened.
And also,
they carry on with their
everybody's on vacation. Everybody's
Yeah.
on vacation, and they're like, they're just going to continue on their vacation.
Yeah, until they catch the killer.
You know?
Like, none of them are allowed to go home.
They're like, no, fuck that. We paid for this trip, Like,
yeah. So
I'd be the fuck up out of there, wouldn't you? Like, shit.
The main red herring as well, we see at the start, don't we? We see this, like John Richardson's character's wife, Alma, I think her name is, and she's at the airport, and we're not sure if she's involved because there's some kind of mental illness going on with her as well. And like all throughout the film, because he gets like flashbacks, doesn't he, of his wife led down by a swimming pool with a knife in her hand and an eyeball on the fucking floor. And you're thinking, shit, like,
This is not a spoiler. I see Jimmy saying what he said. We got Jimmy in here. He says, "What's up, guys?" He says, "Nightmare City is still a wild ass ride of a movie," and he says, "I've never seen Eyeball yet. I want to watch."
Okay, we won't give the killer away then.
No,
I think it's fair.
But what I was going to say is it's not a spoiler, but there's a scene where the fucking detective hands the other dude a box, right?
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh, I should have known, like, from these fucking, there's eyeballs in the box."
Yeah.
He's like, "Glass." And then it's like a light bulb just goes off in his head, and you're like, "What the fuck?" Like,
yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, you gotta love that detective as well. He's like, he's pushing 80 years old, or something like that.
He looks like he goes to a tanning bed every day.
Yeah. He's one of these old guys who try to like pretend to be young, like they're young looking.
Right.
But he's like a quirky character, and he's on about he wants to retire in 7 days' time to go fishing, and that's kind of a big kind of thing as well going on in the film. He's got to get this kind of done by the time he retires, which I find like funny. But all the characters are all, you've got like the priests, you've got Martine Brocker's character. She's like a secretary of John Richardson's character. And it's quirky. You've got the grandfather, the daughter, you've got the little family as well, the mother and father and the girl.
And everybody's a suspect.
Everybody.
Damn near everybody.
Yeah.
Maybe got a red poncho.
Yeah. Yep. They all get a red raincoat, and it's except maybe the younger girls. I guess you'd count them out. But.
Right. Yeah. Because definitely the one like gets killed early on anyway.
Right.
But what's not to love about this one? I don't think. I just think this is. You just put it on.
It's highly entertaining for sure.
Yeah,
it's not
going to tax your brain or anything.
No, you're not. It's not no high tier, well thought out plot device or nothing. But
The whole reveal is funny, though. I will say, like you said earlier about why and everything else. It's just fucking off the wall. That's what I love it though, because it's so fucking absurd. Like, and the way they're just going round in this bus while all these killings are going on, and man, I like it.
Well, Sycamore Sally says staying on the vacation you paid for is even more reflective of today's time. Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah. That would be there's no fucking way I would be.
But I mean, if there's a killer on the loose, I'm getting the hell out of there.
I think I'll be gone. Like, yeah.
But yeah, I do got another clip, man. If you want me to go with that.
Yeah, man, go for it. Yeah.
All right. Here we go.
You work too hard. Here.
Finished, Lisa? Come on, I want to dance with you.
I told you earlier I didn't feel like going dancing.
This box here contains the eyes removed from the victims. Perhaps something will come to mind.
And I thought it was a good luck charm. Inspector, let's call Burlington.
That's another thing I forgot to mention. The fucking Burlington. How many times they say that shit?
Right, because there's a killing of a girl in there called Terry from Burlington that happened like a year earlier.
Yeah.
So you kind of focus in on, some more of the characters might be even more of a red herring, but I don't know, man. I what's to say about this? There's nudity. There's quite a bit of topless women.
He said he thought those were the good luck charms.
Yeah. It's completely crazy when you think about it.
Yeah.
But I could never come on here and say this is a complete classic, because I wouldn't want to people that haven't seen this. I wouldn't want to put them on the wrong kind of.
No, you definitely know what you're getting in for on this one. This is like turn your brain off, laugh your ass off. It's one of them kind of deals. It's not like in the serious jolly, I guess you'd say.
When you think about it, Deep Red came out the same year as this, which fucking blows your mind. When
this came out before Deep Red, though. So
this came out just before, I think. Yeah. But you got one kind of Deep Red, kind of everyone's favorite, or one complete masterpiece of the genre, and then you got Eyeball. And I know which one I prefer, and it's fucking Eyeball.
You prefer Eyeball over Argento?
Yeah, over Deep
wow.
Red.
Wow.
Okay.
I know I'm gonna get shit for that somewhere, but
that's hard to believe, because I know Argento's your favorite. That's why
I know Deep Red is better made. Is the better made film than 90% of every giallo film. But I would prefer to reach for Eyeball than I would than putting Deep Red on.
I could see it.
I could see watching Eyeball more, but I'm not going to say it's a better film.
Right. Oh, no, I'm never going to fucking argue that, man. I mean, I could never argue that. I get shot down straight away. But yeah, I don't know. Have you got any other scenes you want to mention? Or
yeah, I don't want to, we got Jimmy watching. I think Jimmy's still here, so I don't want to spoil nothing.
Oh, right, yeah, you don't have to mention the killer or anything.
Right. But yeah, man, it's a fun one, man. It's I don't really got a lot else to say about it, really.
So this film was released on the 24th of January 1975.
Mm-hmm.
The American release followed in the spring of 1978, so it was 3 years difference. And the reason the American distributor got involved was because of the success of Man from Deep River and Almost Human. And they did tinker with the opening sequence as well. They tinkered with the credits, I think, or some of the, they did a little bit of tinkering with that. But yeah, I think it's well known that Lenzi went on to write a lot of giallo novels.
Yeah,
later on in his career.
Until he died, I think.
He did, yeah, right up until he died.
Yep.
But yeah,
he was
man.
86, man, when he died.
Yeah. That's about all I've got. I would just highly recommend people just check this one out, but go in with low expectations, just to have fun.
Definitely.
Nothing more, nothing less, really.
Yeah.
Have you got anything else you guys want to mention?
I was kind of looking through here.
I'll mention something about the killer real quick.
Okay.
Yeah, go on.
In my opinion, Lenzi makes it obvious in a few scenes who the killer is, but there are more than enough red herrings to throw you off and make you question whether that person is the killer or not.
Yeah, because you've got the priest as well. He's pretty much suspicious all the way through too.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, it is
they keep
obvious,
showing
but...
a picture, right?
Yeah.
Over and over and over and over, and you're like, okay, I got it. I see. And
then later on, they tell you what's going on in that picture with the reverend's daughter, I think it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, yeah, you will work it out easily, but I still think it's worth watching. It's still worth, just for the fun factor and the, do you know what I mean? It's so off the friggin' wall, man. You can't help but be entertained, I don't think.
Definitely. But yeah, man, I don't have anything else on. I'm glad we did this because this is Lenzi's last 3 gialli.
This is perfect for a DEADPIT EuroCrypt episode as well. Because when Kevin mentioned doing these 3 titles.
Definitely. I did want to go through this now a little bit. Now, I guess y'all want to rate the films first before I do. I got something else in the store.
Yeah, we could do. Yeah,
I planned for the very end, but
okay. So, Kenneth, what's your ratings on these 3? Put them in order and what you give them 8 to 10, basically.
So 7 Bloodstained Orchids.
Yeah,
get 8.5 out of 10 for me.
Okay. Yeah, man.
Spasmo. It's a 9.5 out of 10 for me. It's damn near a masterpiece, in my opinion.
Okay, I can see it.
Yeah, definitely.
And then Eyeball, there's just enough there for me to give it an 8 out of 10.
Okay, that's
okay.
Yeah. I'm with all 3 of these films. I rate them all the same. So they're all 8 to 10s, but obviously I slightly favor Eyeball. I would say if I had to push, I'd definitely say Spasmo is probably my second favorite. But that's take nothing away from 7 Bloodstained Orchids. I love that film as well. Just by my ratings alone, they're all 8 to 10s, and that's good for me,
Right.
But they would be the order, I would say. Yeah.
We got Hayden in there popping in from work. What's going on?
Hayden in the house, man.
Yeah, man.
I've been watching some of his crazy streams, man, when he goes out in the fucking woods late at night and he's filming it.
Right.
Great stuff, man.
He says, hit that like button, everybody. I appreciate it, man.
Cheers, Hayden, man.
All right, man. So 7 Bloodstained Orchids is a 9 out of 10.
Okay.
It's Lenzi's best giallo, in my opinion. I love everything about it. I love the way the look of the killer when he's driving. You see the black gloved hands on the wheel.
Yeah.
You see I don't know where they're at, but the lines on the road, just
that theme.
Oh man, the score, the way that the creative kills, the Marina Malfetti kill is my favorite, but then you got the bathtub kill that's great as well. Not only does he kill, but he's a mean son of a bitch too, to poison those cats. So it's what the hell? She's getting double whammied on that one. Not only that, he's scaring the shit out of her before he kills her.
Yeah.
And the drill scene as well, man.
The drill kill is great with Marissa Mel. And even the opening kill. Shit. Going through the house, the stalking, the point of view of the killer going through there.
I think the first 10 minutes, I didn't say earlier, actually. I'm glad you brought it up.
Yeah.
But probably some of Lenzi's best work. Just the
Yeah.
opening 10 minutes with all the Giallo kills and all that shit going on.
When the
with
killer's
Black
driving and just
yeah,
the way it opens
I will
and
say
everything is fucking.
that's some of his best stuff, I would say, yeah.
It's phenomenal. And then Spasmo, man, I give Spasmo an 8 out of 10.
Mm-hmm.
It's a solid one. It's ambiguous as hell. It gets me my mind to thinking like there's other questions at the end. Like holy shit, like it's a great one.
It is, yeah.
And then Eyeball, man, I'll give Eyeball a 7 out of 10. Just
that's higher than I thought you was going to.
Yeah, it's fun as hell though. It is, and it makes me laugh. I can't help but laugh at every damn near every scene. He's got something funny going on. The whole shit with the lesbian couple, the shit that they're like, she smacks the shit out of her and then just starts apologizing soon right after, and I don't know. There's a lot of crazy shit.
Is that one that Tasha would watch? Do you know?
Nah, I know she wouldn't. No.
Okay. What about Kenneth? What about like your wife? Is she a fan of all these 3 films? Does she like Italian horror in general, or is she like She like the American stuff, or?
I think she's more up on the American stuff, but she'll watch most of the Italian stuff with me, and she seems to like the majority of it. But there's a few she's not too crazy about.
Yeah.
Right, have you introduced her to Burial Ground, yeah?
I've been sleeping on that movie. I've got to make that happen.
Oh, okay.
Burial Ground.
Yeah.
Let's see. We got Horror Caffeine in here. He says, I feel Spasmo is really underrated. Yeah, it is. Definitely
it is, man. I just, it took a
sure.
while for me to come, to warm towards it. Now I think it's just very, solid film.
Yeah, out of these 3, I feel like it's the one that people talk about the least.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can see we all got different opinions to what's our favorite.
Well, what's crazy with that is, though, that Spasmo got, in America, got a theatrical release, which is insane to think, out of these 3,
Yeah,
it's a mind fuck.
Yeah, because I think the other ones didn't get here till 2003, or 7 Bloodstained Orchids, I think, didn't hit it.
I think Eyeball came out in America 3 years in 1978. I think it was.
In America?
Yeah. But it must have been the
7
grind
Bloodstained Orchids got here late though, I believe.
Yeah. I'm presuming Eyeball just made the friggin' grindhouse kind of circuit, maybe.
I could see that. I could see that.
It wouldn't have made. It wouldn't have made the bloody multiplexes or anything like that.
Let's see. Yeah. But yeah, man. But I did put a poll up on the channel, and I
didn't see that.
Yeah, I put a poll on the channel during the week, and I asked everybody what is Umberto Lenzi's stronger genre, Poliziotteschi or Giallo?
Sorry, I did. Yeah.
Yeah, Poliziotteschi or Giallo, and people voted, and I believe did you see the last results?
I did vote, but I didn't. I have not seen the last results for 3 or 4 days.
I've been super crazy busy, man. So
I didn't vote only because I hadn't seen any of his Poliziotteschi films yet, but I've heard people say that it's his strongest genre.
Okay.
I think it is. Yeah, I do. I really do.
All right, I'm looking now, and the winner was the Poliziotteschi. Yeah, 65% to 35% over the Gialli.
That's about right, but I mean, I don't want to undersell his Gialli films, mine. Because
I'm going to say
I like all of them.
For me, it is the Poliziotteschi is stronger to me. Out of what I've seen, I think they are stronger than his Gialli. But I did write them all down, so I was going to kind of go through them a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay, so you got his first Giallo was Orgasmo, 1969, aka Paranoia in America.
Yeah.
Has Carol Baker, and it's got this wealthy widow plot being manipulated by a young hippie couple kind of deal.
Yeah.
Psychological eroticism and thriller elements in that one. Then the second one is So Sweet, So Perverse, 1969 as well. The second one with Carol Baker and Jean-Louis Trintignant. How do you say his name?
Trenton Dad, I think. Trenton
he's
Dad,
in
something like that.
I always mix this. I used to mix this one with what is that other one?
He's in Deadly Sweet.
Deadly Sweet, but there's another one he's in. Something about
the Death Laid an Egg.
Death Laid an Egg. That's it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's like a inheritance plot, giallo type film.
They go together, those two films, actually.
Yeah, infidelity.
You could
double
put
cross,
Vice,
kind of shit. Then you got A Quiet Place to Kill in 1970,
which I love that film.
Yeah. And that's called Paranoia in Italy. So you can see how people got confused,
Yeah.
And that's Carol Baker as a race car driver.
I think she's great in that.
I do too.
You wouldn't put her together as a race car driver and think she could do it.
Yeah.
But she does actually pull it off, I think.
I think so, man.
Yeah.
I got to give her a props because she's like one of the early queens of the giallo, right?
Yeah.
But
stunning blonde actress, yeah.
And then we got Oasis of Fear, 1971.
That's my favorite Lenzi film.
Another hippie couple.
Ray Lovelock is fucking brilliant in that.
Yeah.
Nella Muti, I think, is the young girl he's with.
Yeah.
And they terrorize fucking everyone in that film, which I like.
That's a whodunit, but another wealthy woman involved, right?
Yeah. They kind of drive her mad in a way.
Right.
I won't give too much away. It's well worth watching, man. I don't know why it's not got a big release.
I don't know. Probably rights issues, I'd imagine.
It can only be that, yeah.
And then one of the ones we just talked about, 7 Bloodstained Orchids, 1972. And then the last 3 we talked about. Actually, my bad.
Eyeball was his last major.
Yeah, 7 Bloodstained Orchids, Spasmo, and Eyeball, which we covered.
You could put all those Jolly films up against anyone in the genre.
Yeah.
And they would still hold well against anyone, I think.
But then you get into... go ahead.
I was going to say, it's kind of like his Giallo career reminds me a lot of Fulci's as well. Even though it wasn't his forte, I would say
Fulci's is stronger, I believe. But
yeah, I mean, in terms of like where Lenzi's favorite, like his main thing was police tesky, his best kind of genre. Fulci's, I'd say, is more like zombie as well.
Yeah, it is.
But his Giallo films are like amazing too.
But Fulci was like master in all
kinds
of
everything he did, really. Yeah.
But then you got the Policio Teschi. His first one was Gang War in Milan, 1973.
Yeah. That's got the same guy, Antonio Sabato.
That's like a Milanese pimp and a French gangster. They clash for like power. Right. It's like a power struggle kind of deal.
Yeah.
Over the top action stunts, which all that shit's great in his Policio Teschi. His car chases are insane, man. Off the top. Then we got Almost Human, 1974. Holy shit.
Fucking masterpiece, honestly.
Yeah. So I wrote down: a small-time, heartless, insane criminal is tired of not getting what he feels is rightly due. With Thomas Million, Henry Silva, Ray Lovelock, and Anita Steinberg. It's extremely nihilistic and mean as hell. Lenzi's best of the genre. And I can't...
Yeah.
I think it is.
Do you know what? Like, thinking about it now, I may have put it number 2 behind Oasis of Fear. Like, I don't know now. Thinking about it,
as far as
quite easily be number 1. Oh, yeah, easily. Yeah, his best. Police Tesky. I think it's probably one of his best films.
Right.
Per se. Like.
And then Manhunt in the City. I don't know if you've seen that one. It's got Henry Silva.
I don't think I've seen that one.
That's a great Death Wish knockoff.
Yeah.
So if you like Death Wish, Charles Bronson's Death Wish, think of Manhunt in the City, or it's also known as Manhunt. But yeah, Henry Cavill was excellent in that, man.
Is he?
Playing
Is
that
that
role.
the one on the box? Is that in the box set? Thomas
No.
Milan, but oh no, that's why
No.
I'm seeing it then. Yeah,
It's not in that one. Then you got number 4, Violet Naples, 1976.
Yeah.
It's got Mauricio Merli, so that's when you first see him in a Lenzi film. And he went on to do several things.
Actor, man.
Yeah, he went on to do several things with Lenzi.
He was a stuntman, wasn't he, in real life?
Yeah, I think so.
That's how he started off, I think, as a stuntman, and then he become like a leading guy in these films.
But that film's showing like how it was in Naples at the time during the years of lead and all that shit.
Yeah, yeah.
And then we got the Tough Ones, 1976, Rome Armed to the Teeth.
I love that one, man. That's one of his. Yeah, that's one of his best too.
Another Maurizio Merli, and it's got the Hunchback, with Thomas Million's playing the Hunchback, and that one, like, that's a vile ass villain in it. Like,
doesn't he? He plays Brothers as well in Brothers Till We Die. Is that the one with the Hunchback as well? Because I know some of his characters bleed into like different films.
It is. Yeah, it's the same character. Yep.
Yeah.
The Hunchback. I can't remember the damn Hunchback's name. I think it was Sacco.
Sacco. Yeah.
Was it Sacco? Yeah.
Yeah.
Then you got Free Hand for a Tough Cop, 1976.
Love that one as well. Yeah.
That's more of a lighthearted, I'd say more humorous. Thomas Million's playing a dual role, but he's got like an afro. Like one of his characters got like an afro.
There's some brilliant scenes in that as well.
It's funny though. It is funny. And then The Cynic, the Rat, and the Fist, which is a really damn good one, 1977.
That's in the box set as well. Yeah.
And then that's got Maurizio Merli in it. And then you got Brothers Till We Die as his last. So he had 8 Gialli, 8 Poliziotteschi. So
I got a soft spot for Brothers Till We Die. I think that's a fucking great film.
Million's playing 2 roles again.
Oh man, and he pulls it off every time. Yeah. Every time. He's got to be one of my favorite actors, like full stop. But he was so versatile as well because he's in Don't Torture a Duckling as a reporter, so he can mix it up a bit. He can play the tough guy. He can play.
Beatrice Cinci?
Yeah. I hope Kenneth is like listening to all this now. And kind of make a list of what you want to see because,
like I said, that Valen Street's about said I got to make that happen. That Severance.
Oh man, you will not regret it. You will not regret it.
You won't regret it, man. You'll like all 5 of those films for sure.
Yeah.
Syndicate Sadist is in there too.
That's another great one. Is that the one with the young boy?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and he looks up to Thomas Million's character, doesn't he?
Right. I think I got all. I hope I got all his Policio on here because I didn't write that one unless I put it under a different title. Holy shit!
Some of the titles is hard to keep track of everything.
Yeah. But yeah, man. I appreciate everybody, man. Tuning in. We've had a steady chat, and I mean, had plenty of people watching, staying tuned with us, man. I appreciate it.
Nice, man.
Appreciate you coming on, Kenneth. And is this your channel, UVH?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, tell people about your channel, man. If I would have known, I'd have put it in the description. I still can.
I upload stuff often, usually like clips from wrestling shows, something like that. But
right,
this is my channel, so feel free to share, subscribe, and definitely subscribe to you all.
I appreciate it, man. Hell yeah.
Is that the channel you've got? You put the Goblin clips up when you went to see him live?
Yeah, I uploaded a clip from them playing opera on this channel.
That's right, yeah.
I've still got a few clips from that live show. I've been thinking about uploading them, but I got slapped with copyright on there. But
yeah, you gotta be careful with the music.
Yeah,
but I appreciate y'all having me on here. I had a blast.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Good, man.
Fun,
yeah.
I mean, we hadn't really covered Lenzi like this since 2 years ago. I know we've covered some Lenzi, but like the Houses of Doom.
The Houses of Doom a few months ago, and half of that is Lenzi and half Fulci. So
yeah. But there's gonna be more to come, I think, with Lenzi because we've only just dipped our toe in. I think.
Well,
but yeah, love having you on, man. Anytime you want to come on, because I'm sure we're gonna do like a Lamberto Bava, another one at one point.
Yeah,
I'd love to.
Suave will do, and we'll have you in mind as well, as long as you want to come back on, hopefully.
Oh, absolutely.
But it's been fun, man. It's been great to actually put like a face, because we spoke a lot on Facebook. I know you've sent some audio clips over and that, but it's nice to see your face, man, and see, welcome anytime you want. Just let me know.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
And Justin Marino says he's great in traffic as well. Yeah, man. That's the thing with Lenzi. He's like, he was breaking the law. Like, they were running lights and had.
Oh yeah.
They had like cop cars with ambulances like behind them, like, that he had paid for. Like when they were doing these stunts and shit. like he didn't have permits on a lot of shit he was doing. Crazy.
Like Deodato was the same with Live Like a Cop, Die Like a Man. Yeah. They were running around the city on fucking motorbikes. None of it was legal.
Right.
But to put it into context with Lenzi's police test as well, like Dirk said earlier, there was a thing called the Years of Lead. And if people don't know what that is it was a movement in Italy from 1969 right through to 1980 where a lot of political members were getting killed.
Yeah. People were getting kidnapped.
Political daughters getting kidnapped. Everything.
There was hits.
Any crime you
politicians and judges and sorry, Darren.
No, you're good. But there was women, they were walking in the streets, they were getting their bags ripped from them, and people on motorbikes, and all that shit was true. There was bombs, actually. If you actually look into the real stuff that happened in Italy at that time, which I'm starting to read, there was a fucking major bombing at one point in a train station. I mean, it's fascinating stuff. If you want to go down that rabbit hole, I've started now.
Yeah, man.
But
it's crazy. But man, I guess we're gonna get out of here, and I appreciate everybody again. Y'all think about it, like sub to Kenneth, his channel.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
And sub to DEADPIT, sub to us if you want to. I mean, we're slowly climbing a little bit, but
we are back on next week as well. I gotta say that with Johnny's Boutique.
Yep.
We'll be doing the last part. Yeah, go on. You say. Go on.
Yeah, we're covering the last part of the deep cuts from Severin. The Dario Argento's, is it Nightmares? Argento's Nightmares and Night Shift.
Yeah, so Night Shift was his 1987 series. Mm-hmm. And I think Nightmares was there was a series called Giallo.
Right.
Where there's just little clips and little skits he did, which is all on that disc, that fourth disc as well.
But we'll cover all that next week. Johnny's coming back on, and we're going to complete that. And then... So y'all tune in, man. Check out DEADPIT's, all their stuff they got going on.
Absolutely.
I know the Friday Night Lives, that's blowing up every Friday. So check that out. And everything else is going on, man. I appreciate it. But I guess we're gonna get out of here. And y'all have a good one.
Guys.
Let's see if I can figure out what the hell. All right.
You have fallen into the EuroCrypt. There is no escape from the EuroCrypt.